All right, so welcome to another wonderful Thursday night of baseball card content, our favorite type of online content. As I've said before, do not adjust your screen. Jeff could not be with us, so I'm joined by short print royalty, Mr. Short Print a Day. His real name is Jake.
It's an honor.
Yep. Took time out from State Farm to be here.
Yeah, but I left my khakis on. That's what's most important.
That is important. Anytime I talk to Jake and he's left his pants on, I consider it a win. It's a nice.
It's hard to do around Chris. I'll tell you that much. Handsome guy, very fit, by the way. Yeah. Most of you have never seen him in real life, but he's a very fit guy. Just FYI.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and just stop the stream right now. I think we're good. It's been fun. A good chat with all of you. So yeah, Jamie Kerrigan, thanks for joining us. SFO Sox fan, good to see you. Mad City Brew, how's it going? Matt McNeil, Cardaholic, Dave Dixon, Jeff Bugenhagen. I worked really hard on saying that name, and Jake, I think I got it right. That's starting to flow off the tongue a little bit.
And we also thank you for watching in lieu of maybe Thursday Night Football, which I can surely know that a lot of people have been looking forward to. So if you are watching this, you're officially a loser just like us.
I would like to point out that I found out about Thursday Night Football when Jake texted me about an hour ago.
Yeah,
I am one sport. I just don't have it in me to get too excited about multiple sports. I can't do it.
It's tough when you're like so heavily invested into baseball cards and like baseball. Yep. I'm completely there with you. I mean, so. But happy SSP Thursday. This is the best day of the month. Naturally, and it's an honor to get to join His Highness Chris Parsons with and what better way to do it than to discuss short prints. So
I agree. It is indeed happy SSP Thursday, everybody. And I did one more shout out to our good buddy Miguel Garcia, who according to the chat here, Jake, has been patiently waiting for an hour and 20 minutes for this to start. So,
Me
Miguel,
too.
You are a true hero.
It's a very nerve-wracking thing. So I've been right there with you. I get it.
Yeah, SFO Sox fan, I got it. I think I turned it on. I get very easily distracted. Without Jeff here, Jeff is in charge of I was telling Jake, Jeff does a lot of like the administrative behind-the-scenes things, and I just kind of show up and blab.
Yeah.
And when he's not here, it's a lot of buttons that need pushing and clicks that need clicking.
I don't know how his glutes are. I didn't ask him if he does legs, but really anybody ever cares about the upper body, so.
Wow, Jake. I mean, I feel like you see me in the pool. So, I mean, to not know that I lift legs, I think that's hurtful. It's a hurtful statement.
Our viewers can answer that a little bit more truthfully. And her name may not be Mrs. Parsons.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and mute her in the comments so we don't have to get an accurate presentation.
Yeah. Anyways. All right. Well,
anyway. Abel in Vegas says, my only leg day is Thanksgiving.
I love that. I got to get that tattooed on me.
Those are delicious. They really are. A lot of tendons in there, but they are quite tasty.
It's like the the Disney World, those turkey legs.
Oh, they're like emu legs or something. Those things are huge.
I need one of those. Honestly, I wish I could have catered my wedding with Disney World turkey legs. I would have had a lot more fans. I'm sure people would come, but
it's worth knowing. Jake is not married yet, so there's still time to adjust the catering menu, Jake.
No, there's not. Oh boy.
All right. I'm going to leave this up there just for my own sense of satisfaction and self-worth.
Hundreds of pounds. You know what? That's impressive.
Thanks, buddy.
I wonder, does that hundreds of pounds come in the form of weights or?
We'll just move on.
Okay. All right.
Brandon Over says he's a 12-ounce curl guy, and it's repetitive motion and it's volume. That's what people say is volume. The number of times you do an exercise helps break the muscle down.
I did see that meme today. I think I saw a meme today where it was somebody was putting it, and I'm sure you know what this is, Chris, but like somebody had like wrist straps that you typically use to pull when you do anything on a pull day, but somebody was wrapping it around a Coors Light, a nice cold Coors Light. It was just, it's all about the reps.
It's all about the reps. Yeah. Yeah. Because your forearms are going to be the thing that gives out.
Shamrock MF. I appreciate I'm wearing them. I mean, look, at this point, I've got no hope in anything that the Yankees are doing. And so one can only pray, honestly. And I don't pray very often, but for some reason, the Yankees bring it out of me.
It's those are just desperate pleas, Jake. I don't really think we could use the word prayer. I think they're just desperate pleas.
They're desperate.
Thrown into the ether.
It's a very sad existence when you're a grown adult man that is about to be married, and every day you look forward to watching this group of grown adult men, however many, 11 guys, 9 guys plus a pitcher or whatever, and you just are so disappointed, or you get like it affects your mood. I saw like also a meme about this where it's like, why do we let it affect our mood so much? I don't know, but I like to think that it means I have true fandom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it does. Baseball absolutely affects our mood. After the, I don't know, the like 8th Braves player that went on the IL long term, like I was pretty catatonic. I stopped watching baseball for like a week. I couldn't handle it. It was just too depressing. Here's something I love, and it was just like wrecked. It's hard to watch now. It really is. I mean, I don't know who's in their lineup every day.
Wow,
It's a shame.
I mean, look, the Braves have been kind of heating up a little bit, though. Didn't they just like sweep a good team? I forget who did they sweep
the Giants a bunch of times. They're losing at home to the Rockies when last I looked. I mean, they can't score. They just can't score.
Right, that's tough.
So I don't want to talk about that. That's just going to upset me, Jake. Let's get into some great SSPs we saw today.
Okay.
Of course, SSP Thursday. I've continued to petition our government to make it a monthly holiday. So far, no luck. Actually, but Dave Dixon has a really interesting question, and you're a Yankee fan, and I want your opinion on this.
Okay.
Dominguez remains in AAA, and Alex Verdugo and his sub-replacement level OPS remains in left field. Why? What do you think about this?
The Yankees are so stubborn, and this is the same thing they've been doing with DJ LeMahieu. DJ LeMahieu is literally, and I'm not. This is not a like I'm saying literally the worst player in baseball, and they continue to play him, and they continue to be because we have skin of the game, and DJ's been a part of our team, and he won 2 batting champs. They have like it's this whole legacy thing that the Yankees abide by, and like. Because they traded for Verdugo, and Verdugo has been somewhat of a good player the last several years. I mean, good in the sense of a 270 hitter, and but he's awful this year. He's terrible. It doesn't make any sense. Nobody can make any sense of it, and it is actually just continuously hurting the Yankees. So, all right, I understand why they didn't. They call up. What is it, Duke Ellis, right? I forget the tall, skinny guy who played, but as a Sox fan at Orange County, but they call up some random guy from AAA, and they leave J-Dom down, which I get. They want J-Dom to get more at bats, and if he's on the roster, if he's on, he's not going to get any at bats really. He might get a pinch hit every now and then, but like that, it's the problem with the Yankees. This is why the Yankees lose. They continue to keep Clay Holmes as the closer when he is clearly the worst closer in all of baseball.
11 blown saves.
11, 85 for the Yankees. Most blown saves since in like the last 30 years. I think it was since before. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. They're stubborn. But yet I still love them. Sounds like a lot of relationships.
Yeah, it seems insane to me. Verdugo's got an 83 OPS plus. That means he's 83% of an average player. It doesn't make any sense. They should just, I don't know, cut him up. Dominguez plays every day. That's the only, to me, that makes sense.
Yeah.
DJ LeMahieu at first base, dude, like that's an offense first position, and the guy can't hit. And that error he made last night looked like a slow pitch softball game.
He does it. He can't move anymore. I'm sorry, but his body is just done. There's just there's nothing left in the tank for him, and maybe he'd be better suited as a utility player for another team. And I think that's really realistically the case. But they signed him to this deal in 2021, and he was a batting champ, and the Yankees just for some reason can't a great example was Craig Kimbrell got benched, right, for the O's for the O's. He was benched. Edwin Diaz was benched. These are 2 guys that people literally the Orioles paid big money, right? Or did they trade for Kimbrell? I think they paid up for Kimbrell.
No, they signed him.
They signed it.
The Phillies didn't bring him back.
Edwin Diaz is like, he was the superstar, right, of the last couple of years, and the Mets, and a first-year manager benched him, right? Took him out of the rotation. And the same thing with Josh Hader. Like, Josh Hader's been basically non-existent and gone. For some reason, the Yankees can't do that. I don't know why. Anyways.
Yeah, there's a lot of people agreeing with you. We got a couple Yankee fans saying that they want Dominguez to come up would be a jolt. I think that was the exact comment. That Babe Ruth cards, Yanks fan 09. That's a lot of letters. And yeah, I think that would be a big jolt. And the team really looks like it needs it right now. You guys look very listless. You know, you look like whatever version of players the Braves can pull out of the stands and throw out in their infield and outfield on a daily basis.
It's not to mention that basically the only two players that have led them to being in a competition for first place are not hitting, and they're currently in what people are calling a slump for them.
Oh yeah,
Juan Soto and Aaron Judge.
Right. You and I both know why Aaron Judge is slumping. We know it.
We both know. But to be honest with you, to be frank, I would have felt like that would have happened like months ago. When you know what I mean? So like I mean, maybe I don't know. But we called it. It was going to happen sooner or later, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was due. I mean, yeah, he's not really super. 9 games without a homer really isn't a big deal. It just seems like it when a guy hits a home run every single game.
He looks very uncomfortable at the plate. His timing is off. Yeah. A lot of pitches that he would take deep normally are just being fouled off. Not even straight back either, which is like,
Yeah, he's still a little bit off, but he's got time to fix it before October. Doug Campbell is, I think, 100% accurate. As someone who is in my family, there's a lot of flat butts in the Parsons and the Campbell family, and there's just genetics aren't on our side. I don't think Kim Kardashian's in the gym every day. I think genetics are just they're helping her out.
SFO Sox fan, I look forward to Juan Soto bringing Giants many wild card runs. I mean, if the Giants can land Juan Soto, I'd be so impressed.
SFO Sox fan, what you saw right there is a grown man trying to smile through severe anxiety. The very possibility that Soto could not return to the Yankees keeps Jake up at night. I am 100% confident of this.
And I can speak from experience in 2022 with Judge, obviously being the obsessive Judge fan that I am. Every day, every minute and I will still remember literally the second when Joel Sherman tweeted Arson Judge appears to be head of the Giants. When that news broke, I know exactly where I was. I'll never forget it. But I'll also always remember the minute because it happened really on East Coast time. When I woke up to go to work at 7:30, I had a text from one of my cousins who doesn't really text me that often. And it was the headline, Judge signs 369. And I was like, I mean, shit, that was better than my wedding. It's going to be better than my wedding day, honestly. That was, and if Juan Soto signs before my wedding, we will be celebrating that instead of my marriage.
I hope so too. I would like to toast both of those things for you. I also think just the fact that Jake is able to say Aaron Judge and the number 69 in one sentence really puts an extra big smile on his face. Okay. All right. Now that we've tickled your anxiety just enough, let's try to get you to relax a little bit. All right, hang on. Jeff Buchenhagen. Yeah, watching Churio blossom it's been really fun. And I know Jeff is enjoying it. Jeff's enjoying it so much. He broke down and bought a Churio card. I was very happy for him. Yeah. Because I know we're always skeptical of these young guys, and especially when they're on our own team, Jake, we're afraid of jinxing them or investing a lot of money and then watching, say, for example, your favorite player on your favorite team tear 2 different ACLs. Like it's extra brutal when you also have a bunch of their cards that you enjoy looking at.
And Churio is 20, right? He's
like 20 years old.
It's crazy. But the sheer fact that he's producing at the big league level at 20 years old, I mean, like he's producing, I don't know what his exact stats are, but like he's hitting 260, I think at least, right?
Oh, he's approaching 2020.
Yeah.
At 20.
Who's the last person to do that? Soto?
2020? Like I don't know. Soto didn't steal 20 bases anytime soon.
Like it's truly very impressive, and it's because I think Milwaukee's the Midwest, and maybe I don't know if it's a smaller market team. It's gone a little under the radar.
Yeah, small market team. You're definitely under the radar, especially with like Skeens and Merrill doing what they're doing. Yeah. It's a little bit under the radar, but we'll see what he does in the playoffs. But also, if you want to see something really interesting, this is I said this on an episode of Spitballing, and I got some jeers and some aggressive comments thrown my way. But look up what Griffey did his first year, and it is eerily similar to what Churio is doing this year.
Really?
Eerily similar. I'm not saying Churio is going to turn to Griffey, but if you're a Brewers fan, there's some cause for a lot of excitement.
I'm going to actually look that up myself after this because I know Churio when the Yankees were playing Churio or the Brewers, he was on this like slump. He had started the first, I think, 10 games of the season like super hot, and he kind of cooled off when the Yankees played him. But I'm very curious as to what he's doing.
Yeah, take a look. Will Sports Cards got a question for you.
Pseudo Jeff, is the bride to be okay with you? She's all for it. She knows. As soon as she sees that hulking man come onto the screen, she knows.
Yeah,
time to be quiet. We're watching Judge.
Fantastic. I kind of want to know how many items of lingerie you bought her that have the number 99 stitched in there.
I've never thought of that. But now that you mention it, Chris, that would be a great wedding gift.
All right, noted. I'll see what I can. What I can monogram.
Yeah.
Doug Campbell's recommending a 2-for-1 Brazilian butt lift. We can. We'll check. There's got to be like a Prime Day for that, where there's an even better deal.
100%.
Will Sports Cards is also right in that. Hold on, let me just point this out. Let's start SSP. Let's start looking at some cards. I want to pull up. We'll start with the one that we're actually just kind of mentioning right now. It's going to take me a while to find it. You know, when you see so many, there were a lot of great cards today. Jake.
There were. I thought it was maybe my favorite SSP Thursday thus far. I thought there were just a ton of true SSPs. Sometimes people post parallels, which is fine in everyone's own right. And I love seeing all the cards being posted to SSP Thursday, especially the algorithm with Instagram is horrible. Like I try and search SSP Thursday. I try and see all of the posts, and for some strange reason, it doesn't, I don't know, post them in chronological order. But
I know it's annoying. It's really annoying. And I get so many ads instead that it's just starting to drive me nuts. Ads for products that I've never even thought about buying, but I'm sure, my wife set my phone to someone and now I get ads for them.
Yeah.
So kudos to my buddy Jeff, my favorite cardboard, for picking up this Jackson Churio. This is Topps Chrome SSP. This image, I think we talked about it, Jake. It's growing on me. Every time I see it, I think I like it a little bit more.
It's fantastic. I think the same. I think it's just like a great candid shot. And some of the very best SSPs are these candid shots when they look pleasant, not like some of them some awkward kind of stance or position or something like that. I think it's a great shot. I love the throwback jerseys or the City Connects or whatever those are. Mm-hmm. I don't know what his SP from this set looks like. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think, a card like this 8-10 years from now, you would look back, especially if he becomes the center of this team, would be one that people covet for quite a long time.
Yeah, I like this image. I like this card. Hopefully we don't see this image anywhere else.
Right.
My only concern, and it's my general concern with any Chrome SSP, is that we get Chrome image variations to death.
Yeah.
So we're going to get logo fractor at some point. There's going to be image variations. Bowman Chrome is going to come out. That's going to have rookie image variations. Update will probably have some. Churio's going to have a golden mirror in flagship update. I'm trying to think what else. Bowman Sapphire has been doing rookie image variations. So there's going to be a lot. But this was the first one, and this image is great. So I think it's going to help it.
Yeah. I also hope that this is with some players, I think, for instance, obviously this is kind of a weird example, Wander Franco, his Chrome SSP was a great anchor for his his short prints, right? His Chrome SSP of him kind of that glaring, look towards the camera was a great anchor for he had a ton of different variations.
He did.
But I think that one, everybody knew as the one, I think.
That was kind of looking back over the shoulder. You could read his last name.
Right. And you knew it was a great card. And I do like the fact that Topps has continued into this product and even last year's product is that the SSPs only come in refractors, right? There may be more of them, but they're still only refractors. There are no speckles. There are no colors. And that way that the print run is very limited.
Yes, and you're not flooded with on eBay. I don't see like 10 of these available on eBay.
No, yeah, absolutely not. They never come up. The only one I've ever seen a true abundance of, believe it or not, is Aaron Judge. I feel like they pop up every day. In fact, a PSA one popped up today.
Yeah, that's just an awful card too. Just a terrible, terrible card. No. All right, so I want to get some comments here. Mad City Brew is begging me not to buy any Churio cards until the season's over. I mean, I tell you one thing: if the Braves do somehow hang on to this the last wild card spot by the skin of their teeth, by sheer blind stinking luck, they will play the Brewers. And the day before that series starts, I might be going on a Jackson Churio buying spree. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jeff was smart. He did not let me split this card with him. Insisted on buying it himself. He's aware. He's admitted that the curse might actually be real.
Who knows though? The curse might actually be Jeff's curse, because I think, now that I think about it, the majority of the cards you guys have bought together, right? Has there been like solo, like Strider, Cole? They've all been together, and there haven't been, the only solo cards I know that you've purchased, I haven't seen. Yeah, but that wasn't that wasn't a knock on wood, an injury.
No. Right? No. It's just a minor slump. Yeah, there are some Striders are just mine. Obviously, a lot of Freemans are just mine. And finally, that bit him with the kind of the fracture he's dealing with. All right, God is great says hello from Japan. Hello, indeed. Will Sports Card says your fiance sounds like a keeper.
She is, dude. Trust me, I won. Chris can tell you, I won big time.
Oh yeah,
Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, she hasn't signed the wedding certificate yet, so maybe let's not count those chickens.
Definitely not
until they're hatched. Shelly the Turtle has some good news for you. He says that Volpe went 2020 his rookie year.
He did go 2020, and he's bad again this year. He was bad last year, and he's bad again this year. Unfortunately, great shortstop.
Yeah, he's playing good defense, but his OPS plus is probably about 20.
Yeah, eye-opening every month. So I didn't know some of these cards even existed. That's a great point. Chris, do you want to share another one?
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, BFG, I have one of yours ready to share shortly. But I had an order here, and as I look at my computer, I can see that I've already fumbled the order pretty aggressively. So we're going to start. We're going to go to a guy Jake and I know very well, Cardboard Showcase. He actually has two posts that I wanted to share today. This Ken Griffey Jr. card, I'm not going to lie, Jake, I completely forgot this thing existed.
Yeah, there's a few. They stuck with the theme, they stuck with the theme for these ultra short prints in 2021, for like 3 or 4 of them, which was the father-son duos.
Yes,
they did Vlad Senior, they did Yastrzemski and his grandfather, and then they did Griffey and obviously Ken Griffey Senior. I don't recall if there are any others, but it's a beautiful. I love those like baby blues, those Seattle Mariner baby blues. Just a great looking card.
Exactly. And this is really cool. I mean, when you think of Griffey with his dad, there's that 89 Bowman card. That's kind of a checklist that they're both on. But then this is great. And this is super rare. I think there's a couple on eBay, but they've been sitting on eBay for a long time.
Very expensive,
And there's more of these are not going to come crawling out of the woodwork. I think what you can find right now is what it's probably going to be. I don't think anyone's ripping. Was this 2022 or 2021? 21. No one's ripping 2021 wax anymore.
There's so much.
Dylan Carlson rookies.
It's funny, when we were at the Burbank show, it's like you saw 2021 boxes and they just like couldn't give them away. They were like $40, but like a hobby box, which is kind of ridiculous. I mean, granted, like there's not much in there to collect per se, but
no.
Kudos to Chris for adding SSPs to a story. It makes you
SFL Stocks fan. I want to point this out. Yeah, if you missed any of these cards, if you check my story, Baseball Card Addict, I've got about 60 shares in there right now of people posting really, really cool, incredibly rare cards, many of which I've never seen before. A couple of which we're going to pull up in a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, Spider Anaheim, what's going on? Oh, Shelly the Turtle says 2024 update is looking better by the day, and that is going to be a loaded product, Jake.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of money spent on 2024 update, personally, and then just in general. Hopefully they don't mess it up.
It's going to be hard because you're going to have Merrill, Holiday, Churio, Skeens, obviously in there.
Soto.
And who's the other? Yeah, Soto's first Yankee card going to be in there. So there's going to be a lot of parallels, a lot of Topps blacks to go after. That's going to be a really interesting, really good product.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're right though. Hopefully they don't mess it up.
Kind of reminiscent of 2022 update where, there was when it was released, there was a lot of, still tremendous class, great rookie class of first rookie cards that they had. And those boxes are, they're affordable, but they're still going for almost higher than retail, or like what they were going for when they were released. So it's always a good sign for a product in the rookie class. If a hobby box 3 years later is more expensive than it was when it was released, you can kind of trust that there's some good stuff in there.
Yes, Bobby Witt's in there, and he's got SSP,
Julio,
Topps black.
There's a lot of good rookies in there.
Yep, Spencer Torkelson. Well, he's in there.
Yeah, tremendous rookie class.
Right. Spider Anaheim says something here, Jay. I'm not sure. He says, "Did you guys see that numbered out of 10?" Oh yeah.
I did see that. I meant to send that to you. I meant to text it to you, Chris. I'm sorry I forgot, but I saw it on Facebook last night, and that's one I think I've seen maybe once before, maybe a couple of years ago, but like I haven't seen it posted in forever. Apparently, it was signed on draft night.
Oh,
or like it was something to do with like it was, maybe it wasn't printed and signed, but it was signed like, and that to me is like somebody like whoever posted it on Facebook, and maybe I'll try and find it actually right now.
Yeah, so you can dig that up while we're talking. Before I get to this David Ortiz cards, Doc's card says, "Why am I still seeing Luke Jackson pitching for a major league team, let alone the Braves?" Buddy, I got no answers for you. I don't know. That trade's going to haunt them because they are stuck with Jorge Soler for 2 years, and they're going to have to pay him. And that money they're going to pay him, that might legitimately prevent them from keeping Max Fried. And that's just a horrific. I know there was panic because they had no one to play the outfield, but Soler can't play the outfield. So what actually frightens me is that they might be thinking they're going to let Ozuna walk. He has a team option for next year and just keep Soler as their DH. And that would be a horrific mistake because Ozuna, he's had some issues, which we won't get into, but they're not great. But he holds that clubhouse together. He's their Big Papi. He is their David Ortiz. And you need guys like that. You need him and Albies to keep somehow he's been able to keep the spirits up as everyone around him drops like flies.
Yeah.
But okay, this David Ortiz card comes courtesy of our good buddy SFO Sox fan. And Jake, I know you're not a big Red Sox fan.
Especially probably I don't know what year this is.
This is 2014. So they are celebrating the 2013 World Series over the Cardinals. I don't think the Yankees were in the playoffs that year, so I wouldn't take this one too personally.
No.
But he's holding up his MVP trophy. I believe he hit 700 in that World Series. It was just absolutely
It's really
ridiculous.
hard not to like Big Papi, honestly. Yeah. He's like one of the best personalities in the game. Mm-hmm. I love that. Like A-Rod, I love A-Rod. Don't get me wrong. But he's not meant for Fox. Love the camaraderie between Big Papi and Jeter. Yeah. He's fantastic. I love Papi for those reasons, and those are the only reasons. And otherwise,
that's it. I totally get it. Most Red Sox fans don't have a lot of Yankees that they like. They probably respect Mattingly. That might be it. Shelly the Turtle says the other father-son we were talking about in 2021 is the Biggios.
Yes, Biggio, right? Biggio, and I forgot about that one.
Yeah. Oh, Peeps. Peeps, how's it going? I saw you say hello a few minutes ago. I forgot to respond. Welcome. So Peeps makes an interesting point about Soto. Juan Soto is in Topps Chrome, but he does not yet have a Topps base card, despite, if I'm not mistaken, Jake, he was on the box.
Of update.
Series 2 box, but didn't have a card in there.
Just inserts. Yeah, it was quite unfortunate. It would have been a lot nicer if you had a black parallel in Series 2.
It sure would. It just gives you another reason to rip an update box, right?
Unfortunately, that's kind of the big reason as to why I'm going to be spending fair amount of money on update. I mean, hopefully,
right. I mean, why just
spend GoFundMe
on the Soto card?
If anybody wants to donate to the GoFundMe for Jake to acquire a Soto update black,
I think you could probably buy one for less than the cost of a hobby box. Will be my guess.
Knowing me, I'm not a very smart man by any means, and sometimes I do buy cards way over what they are supposed to sell for. So
that's all right. We all do that. So yeah, Jay Marble, I hope they do. He's kind of the glue that sort of keeps that clubhouse going. And I see that right after that was written, he went ahead and struck out. SFO Sox fan, thank you for the correction. David Ortiz only hit 688 in that World Series.
It
was a 6-game World Series too. That wasn't like a 4-game sweep. He was nuclear. It was insane.
Yeah, I can't even I don't even know why you would pitch to him if he was that hot through 3
years. They stopped. They pitched to him for like 4 or 5 games and then finally stopped. It was crazy. Like they just kept challenging him.
Bonkers.
Jamie Kerrigan with a really good point with your upcoming wedding.
Yes, only wax. Bring wax to the wedding. That's it. Everybody can come who brings wax and or soda or judge cards.
I will bring a box of update to the wedding. I promise. We will rip it. Megan and I will rip it during the reception, not during the
2018 update, right?
What is it?
2018 update?
No, oh God, no.
Oh,
no. 21 update.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. No, we'll get some 24 update if it's out.
Yeah. Chris and I.
Spider Anaheim with another quick question here. Will we hold a Michael Harris Bowman first auto or sell? I don't see any reason to sell them now. He's been out for like 2 months. I don't think he's setting the world on fire. I imagine they've dipped a bit. I don't know. I mean, if you want to roll the money into something else, go for it. But I'm holding almost all Braves until next year because there's just it can't be this bad again. I hope.
Absolutely.
I hope. My wife says she will also bring something to the wedding.
I'll bring. I can't be explicit about here, but Megan, who won today? Huh? I just want to remind you that who won today.
Like at life. Cardaholic agrees. He said he would hold Michael Harris. But anyway, in summation, kudos on this awesome David Ortiz card. It's crazy rare. He mentions in the caption here, there are actually none graded by PSA yet. Yeah. So the print run on these has to be really.
There's none graded. None of these opening day Ortiz have been graded.
Not yet. No.
Are you kidding me? I think I've only seen like 2 come up on eBay. But they've all gone for like astronomical prices.
Yeah. I think they're all locked away in New England, and I don't think that
particular copy SFO Sox fans looks beautifully centered. By the way, for 2014, like I feel like it was always the left to right or right to left centering on horizontal cards. Maybe it was different, but
this one looks spot on.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous.
There is one on eBay for like $800 or something, and the center looks bad.
Like that. Yeah, it's like it's always like a good. Honestly, like I feel like that's a card if you're gonna like start as a Red Sox collector or an Ortiz collector. Like that's a card. Message the seller. Try and get a deal done. Figure it out because this is one that like people will never hate. This in the 2013 Chrome or 2013 even paper SP. It's an Ortiz card that is just some of the best.
Couldn't agree more. Let me ask you this. So say you own a copy of this card and David Ortiz was doing a signing. Is this a card you would consider having him sign, or do you think an autograph on an SSP is overkill?
Well, I will say this. Maybe we reference this into the next post that you show.
Yep, I'm on my way.
I don't want to say physically turned on by the Bobby Witt SSP that was a 1010 that was hand signed. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. I thought that was way cooler than it just being, it's SSP in itself. It's a one, maybe, exactly. Maybe this is the one time, and it's really cool about Bobby Witt because I know he knows exactly this card. And he probably knows its scarcity and its kind of its place in the realm of his cards. But I thought that this was one of my favorite posts from today for sure.
This is cool too, and I like the color. The ink color is great, and Witt knew where to sign too. He did it over the white part of his pants, so that it really pops off the card. He didn't like bury it in the blue of his jersey. Like you said, he knows cards. Yeah, this is really cool. I also wanted to just give Abel in Vegas a quick shout out because I really like this idea for the wedding. Sometimes they do that money dance thing where you go up and you pay $1 and you dance with the bride. It seems like extremely outdated and a very unpleasant experience, but I actually did this at my wife's obese cousin's wedding, but I paid my $1 and I danced with the groom because I felt like that was the lesser of two.
I heard the story. The story made me laugh really hard.
Yeah. But anyway, I think that's a great idea. Bring a wax pack and you get to dance with your wife.
Yeah, absolutely. I think unfortunately, maybe 99% of the people there don't even know what a baseball card is, but so be it.
Oh man. Well, I'll try to pick up the slack and start conversations with so many strangers about baseball cards and see.
I'm expecting you to do so.
Well, I'll see what I can do. While we're just admiring this Bobby Witt card, Tomahawk has a really, I don't know if you guys saw, but Whit Merrifield got hit in the back of the head with a pitch and was really pissed off about it.
Yeah.
And rightly so. And he had some comments where he just said teams are bringing up these guys that can just throw really hard, but they don't know where it's going. They're just trying to impress people and air out their velocity, and guys are getting hurt.
I feel like if Whit Merrifield played in the 70s or 80s, he would have dropped out of the league after 3 years. That in the 70s and the 80s and even the 90s, that was a sign of you respect me. Bob Gibson, Whit Merrifield, like hit against Bob Gibson. Tell me if you remain in the big leagues, my friend. Okay. I understand his perspective. I get it. Throw it over the plate. These guys can throw hard, but it is still very seldom I see a hit by pitch that is like intentional.
No, that's the thing. That's what he's saying. He doesn't mind the intentional ones. It's the unintentional. It's the ones that break Mookie Betts' hand, Austin Riley's hand. We've had like 5 or 6 guys that have broken their hands this year. Okay. It's just, and this is a shit reliever that came in. It wasn't like Zach Wheeler who just lost one. This is like just trying to impress the club, throwing hard, and you could kill a man.
You can, but that's the reason why Ohtani wears straight up hockey gloves when he bats. And Judge started after the Orioles hit him, and I had a literal heart attack. I was in Italy, and I woke up at 3 a.m. to a Judge left the game, will get reevaluated. Like Judge started wearing pads. Like smart. Unfortunately, you need to be covered in all areas nowadays. It's just it's the nature of the game, man. When you're trying to throw high velocity with high RPMs, balls are going to slip. It's going to happen. It's today's game. But it's also the reason why the league average is batting average is 244, right? Because pitches are so nasty, man. It's so hard to hit these days.
And you're not getting multiple looks either at all of these guys.
Absolutely not. And you're also getting scouted. So a good relief pitcher is going to watch your last 100 at bats, and they're going to see what you're susceptible to, and they're going to pitch to that, right? Like it's just the nature of the game. It's way more advanced, and
it's tough. Doc's cards with a really funny idea here. Maybe there could be a theme of losers in the dugout for SSPs or SPs.
With their heads down.
Yeah, with their heads down, like guys that just struck out. I don't know. I don't think those cards would be popular. They could be really fun, but I don't know. Once we got the Jason Dominguez, a Topps Chrome rookie SP looking at cell phone, I feel like someone at Topps just needs to get fired, and this whole how they choose these images needs to be completely flipped on its head. That's unacceptable.
Chris and I met Mike Mahan at the Fanatics Fest. Very nice guy, very great guy. He's super nice. If you guys don't know, I think he's like the head of collector relations at Fanatics. But I thought about asking. He was like, "Look, I'm willing to work for very cheap if you just let me, try and pick out the images or some of the themes, because it's important to collectors." I didn't say it, but I will the next time I see him.
I felt like that was it wasn't really the time or place for. I wanted to have a similar conversation because I feel like that's an aspect of their product that they are neglecting, and they can do it. Like in Series 1 of Flagship, some of those gold mirrors, Jake, are great.
Yeah.
There's usually about 50 or 60 that are just absolutely phenomenal.
They're so rare. It's insane how rare they are. That's one good thing they did with them. It's in fact, there's 330 of them in every series, but
and I know that takes effort. That does take effort, but for Topps Chrome, there's 20 SPs, and we got Jason Dominguez sitting down looking at his cell phone. He got a standing ovation his first Yankee Stadium at bat? Like, show me that in a nice wide angle.
Or hitting his homer, the first pitch of his big league career off of Justin Verlander.
Yeah,
like the true one of 3 first ballot Hall of Famers left in this league.
Yeah, that would be phenomenal. Or surely. There's a shot of him like high-fiving Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things they could have done. But in case you guys don't know what Jake and I are complaining about, as we often do complain, we'll get back to it.
We do
this
complain.
Is Jason Dominguez's Topps Chrome image variation rookie card.
What do you think he's watching in that? You think he's watching like Paw Patrol or something?
I don't know. I also just noticed he's got a phone in his other hand too.
Does he really? Wait.
Yeah.
I didn't even see that.
So I mean, this is just horrible. Like you can see on his face, he's like, "Why are you taking a picture of me?"
Yeah.
I don't know. His eyes do look really wide, so I don't know what he saw, but I'm guessing it wasn't great. But at any rate, let's get back to what we're here for.
Yes.
Yeah, Shelly the Turtle says he agrees. He thinks getting that Chrome Ortiz card signed would be awesome, but I think SFO Sox fan responded, he thinks the paper one is better just because there's a little bit more of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough. I love these SSPs, and sometimes I hesitate to put a signature on them, but if I know it can't gem, that would be the thing that would 100% do it for me.
Yeah.
But then again, that Bobby Witt 10 and 10, that looks pretty great together.
The 10-10 looks insane. It's also like really cool. There was a video that surfaced recently, and it was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Somebody took like, I think it was a PSA 7. I mean,
yes.
It was a PSA 7, but he cracked it out on the site. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was doing a live signing, and and there was also the story. I don't know if anybody in this chat reads the PSA magazine about all of those Jordans, those 6 Jordans, 86 player Jordans, that this guy cracked out of PSA 10 slabs.
Yep.
Had him hand sign them, and then had them regraded on the spot. Like he literally hired PSA to be there. And like those cards are like the coolest thing in the world to me. Unfortunately, it's like there's not a great card to be hand signing. That just any ink that you use doesn't really mesh well. So that's kind of like the only downside of that. But
yeah, it's a little bit dangerous. I just wanted to share. There's some funny a funny comment here. Shelly the Turtle says Jason Dominguez is watching Blabbin about slabbin.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, Shelly. I hope he is. I really hope he is. We don't talk about him much because he's just the Yankees won't let him play.
Leagues, yeah.
Which is unfortunate. A lot of fun comments about his eyes and how creepy they look.
He does look like a Martian. He does.
He does. He definitely has some Martian in him.
But he's out of this world, Chris, sorry.
Wow. BFG, I would take that. I would take that job in an absolute heartbeat, and I would do it for way less. Just like Jake said, I think either one of us would do it for less than what Topps would expect to pay us. M. Parsons says that the problem with me being in charge, it would just be a bunch of butt shots.
Yeah, I get that.
I can't say that wouldn't happen, but I would do my best to mix in some other pictures as well. Okay.
All right. What do we have next?
All right. What do we got next? You had mentioned. Let me pull this guy up. No. Oh my God, there's a lot of cards in here, Jake.
I know. It's great. We don't have enough time for it, but we could talk all night about it.
I know. We don't want to go around 8 o'clock. No, around 7 o'clock our time, 10 o'clock East time. We're going to do some trivia.
Okay. All right. Shit. Well then.
So don't worry. We got time. This is one. You want to set this one up while I refresh my cocktail?
Everybody knows how insanely rare 2017 SSPs are. It's bonkers. And this Rizzo card, in obviously recent years, as a Yankee fan, you can understand, how, my bias for Rizzo cards. This is a card when you look at, when you Google 2017 variations and you Google and you get those cardboard connection websites, whatever it may be, you see this and you're like, holy shit, I've never seen this card. Me collecting SSPs for the last, 5 years, I'd never seen this card, literally, never. Of course, the wizard himself, Homer Dome Cards, Pat, did manage to secure this card.
I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it, Jake.
I tell you, I call him Gandalf the Great because he is a wizard. He even he helps me out a ton. If I'm looking for, I remember when I was trying to complete my 2018 SSP set, there are a ton of times in which he'd sent me these links from these random, it was either Mercari or even, it was the only time. There's been 2 of Sonny Gray 2018 SSPs that have surfaced. And I remember the time I woke up, he's on East Coast time, but I remember the time I woke up and he was like, do you want this card? Whatever, it's like $80, not in great shape, but it was a Sonny Gray. I was trying to complete the set. And of course, I bought it, but I have looked and I haven't seen one for sale in 3 years. So like, he just he's a wise wizard of finding things. And
it's impressive. His ability to track these things down. He's like a truffle sniffing pig, but he sniffs out these SSPs.
Everybody DM Homer Dome cards for any SSP you're looking for. He wants all of the DMs from you guys. He does.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
So this card is really cool, and he says in his comments this was taken right after the Cubs won Game 6, which guaranteed them in Game 7. Yeah. So it's a really cool shot. And yeah, these 2017s, if it's not the huge names, if it's not Trout or Judge or even that Mookie Betts, you just don't see these cards. Like they are incredibly rare. They are really, really cool. There were some good comments I missed. I was about the Jordan autos. A couple people agreeing the ink choice was nuts.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed. We have questions about how they were cracked out, signed, and just regraded immediately on the spot. I don't know. I have questions, but it's still above and beyond my pay grade and like what I could ever afford to buy or do. So it really doesn't even.
The PSA article went into great detail about it, and it was a very interesting read.
Okay.
So I suggest if anybody got that magazine to read it, but more or less, basically, this guy, was an insane Jordan classic story. Couldn't afford a pair of Jordans when I was 16 in 1990 or whatever it was, and now I'm rich.
He's not great at math.
No, not at all. But
he was definitely not 16 in 1990.
No, I'm saying this guy who.
I'm sorry. I thought you were saying you were saying, like, bro.
No. This guy was like, I was 16 in 1990. My mom would buy me this pair of Jordans. From then on, I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna get rich and then buy all the Jordan stuff I can. So this guy did that basically throughout the next 20 years or so, and then somehow managed to get in contact with Jordan's team down at the golf club that Jordan is a member, and they had basically Jordan's whole team on site. They had the PSA authentication, everybody on site. They had I forget who cracked them out exactly, but they went into detail about that. It was a great PSA article.
All right, I will definitely read that.
Yeah,
PSA magazine is perfect for bathroom stops. That and scrolling eBay. I also showed the turtle with another theory on the Jason Dominguez card that he's actually trying to explain why Keston Hiura is a buy, to Aaron Judge, and that's
a buy. What is that?
That's a tough sell right there. But yeah, we also have obviously a Brewer fan is not a big fan. A Mad City Brew would like to put this Anthony Rizzo card in his bike spokes, and that's completely fine. Guys, if you are, I put the link to trivia in the chat.
Okay.
I know sometimes that link works and sometimes it does not.
Yeah, I'm going to refresh my beverage. You explain the.
Yep, you got it. Show the turtle. Thank you. You shared the hyperlink. Just hop on right there. We'll do it in about 15 minutes. Just feel free to sign in. The winner of trivia this week. These are largely SSP themed. We'll get the last remaining 1984 Topps rack pack that I have here, and this one has Pete Rose on top. So it's pretty cool. Oh, geez. So sign up. The questions, I'm going to be honest, they're a little bit trickier than they have been in the past, but I think you guys are all going to be just fine. Okay. Back to the cards, because that's what we're all here for. Benor 14 sports cards had a hell of an SSP Thursday post. So he's got 3 Prince Fielders here, including 2 of those back of head or hair cards, which are just fantastic. And this is stuff I really wish Topps would start doing again in Topps Chrome and make the image variations extra special. I hate using the phrase extra special, but I've been drinking and my vocabulary shrinks a bit. But these cards are great. And I do like the opening day celebration one as well. What we got down here? SFO Sox fan, you're right. I mean, he's got to have all the ingredients here. I mean, I am fully stocked. I got a bar to my left, a stack of SSPs to my right. I even have some coffee in case things get out of hand.
We're going to be up all night, guys. So get your coffee ready.
SFO Sox fan, very critical of you having to leave to refresh your beverage. It's a rookie move. And this isn't your first time, Jake. Come on, buddy.
I understand that. I do. A lot of moving parts here. I don't have a separate house.
I gotcha. Well, Cardaholic is right. These are 3 awesome Prince Fielder cards. A guy whose career really felt like it was going to be more than it was, but that back of head card is just fantastic.
It is. It's probably rare too.
Oh, crazy rare. And it's one of those, you don't expect a Prince Fielder card to sell for over $300 on eBay.
I know, it's bonkers.
But that one's short
raw for that price, right? It sold for like $300 raw, which is like Holy shit! It's like
I mean, those cards are so rare. I've noticed as someone who actively collects them, I've noticed that the grade isn't that big a deal.
Yeah,
I think just owning one, because there's maybe like 25, maybe 30 of each that were ever printed. Who knows how many are actually, out there in the world.
right.
Jake, there's a question for you here from Shelly the Turtle.
Shelly Turtle. Jake, do you own funny enough, Shelly the Turtle, that was one of the cards I was going to. Sorry, my lighting is not good. I'm not a pro at this, Jeff and Chris are. But yes, I do. I bought this card raw probably 2 years ago.
Okay.
When any of Judge's like SSPs were like I don't know. I think that I don't know if you'd call it a boom, but there has been a boom, obviously, with the populars, like the Blabbin guys, have certainly made our niche collecting group just very vast, which I greatly appreciate. Obviously, it's brought a lot more attention to how cool these cards are. But before that kind of that boom, I think I bought it for like $200 raw.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, it was one of those really big wins. One of those really big wins that I didn't trade away to Chris. So I do have one of those. One of my favorite cards. Chris doesn't like the image that much. I like it. I love these that glare and like, Judge has that face where it's like if he looks at you, he looks like Ivan Drago a little bit, which is like
at the end of the fight though, not at the beginning.
All right, take it easy on my guy. Okay, that's very disrespectful for you to say.
Just trying to be honest.
But the car is like I like, you see them pop up every now and again but they typically have corner issues. I bought this raw, I subbed it, and I got a 10, which was like miraculous. And I didn't even really know what I had at the time. I just knew that I was, Judge SSP, I need it, right? Like that's kind of so. Yeah, that's one of them.
So yeah, that's it. I don't like it. I think it's a pretty crappy image, and to each their own. It's incredibly rare. So yeah. I think that it's a really, really nice card. All right, I see some people in the comments here. If you copy and paste that link into your browser, it should work. I know Shelly put up a hyperlink, which I think is a term I absolutely knew before last week. But I believe he misspelled live as like. So just try the copy and paste method. And Shelly, if you get a chance, if you could redo that, that'd be great. But 11 of you have joined, so I know the link does work. So just keep plugging away at it, I guess. We got a couple more cards to get to, including, hold on. Big win for the Padres last night. Fernando Tatis with a walk-off. And in honor of that, a Padre fan, my friends call me Gordo, is his YouTube name. But BFG Trading Cards on Instagram has this really cool 2020 update Tatis SSP.
Nice.
Tatis really cool card.
Great. He's got some great SSP images, I will say.
He does. It's weird that... Oh, go ahead, Jake. Sorry.
I was going to say, even in 2021 in a set that, fairly not very many people like. One of my, like, actually, a card that I've always wanted. I don't even like Tatis, to be honest with you, but a card that I've always wanted was that the zombie SSP.
Oh, yeah. I think 2022 or 20.
I think it's 21.
Yeah.
I think it's 21. Yeah. It's just
21.
It's awesome. I love it. It's cool. He's kind of got a strange looking hairdo going on, but it's just a very unique card that I like.
Yeah, I mean this is cool. I do. If I have a complaint, I wish they kept the rookie cup on this one. They did in the Series 1 SSP, but not in the update. But this is rare. The update SSPs are really, really hard to find, and they're crazy condition sensitive. So a 9 on this is a win.
Yeah.
BFG, the owner of this card, BFG Trading Cards, is a question for you, Jake.
All right.
In your quest to finish the 2022 Topps SSPs, you bought a lot of them raw. How did that work out for you in the long run? How do you feel that went?
It worked out, I think better because I did it after pretty much right after release. Not right after release, but Now that I think about it, I probably could have bought half of them a lot cheaper now. But that was like, when you're trying to put a set together and you love kind of the variations that set has, I bought some of them. I bought really cheap and were worth a lot more maybe a year later. It is, as a collector, always in my kind of interest. I love the whole process of buying a card raw, taking a chance on it, submitting it for grading, seeing what it gets. And look, sometimes you're going to get a 7 on cards that you really love and you wish got higher grades, but then sometimes you randomly get a 10 and it's like, holy crap, this is why I do it. So in my opinion, it's if you're trying to complete a set, it's always more fun and it's always kind of a more mentally stimulating kind of process to buy things raw and submit them grading. So
it is incredibly satisfying to successfully do that, to buy a raw card and grade it and get that PSA 10.
Yeah.
You feel like, I don't know, more attached to the card. Like
you do.
You took a ride with this card.
It's funny. And like a lot of those cards that I have done that, like they were cards I remember like when and where I was when I bought that card raw. And honestly, particularly how much my bid was on it. There's like exactly this 2017 opening day judge. I know exactly, where and when I was when I bought it, and I'm so proud of that card. I would never get rid of it, Yeah. And that is the case for the 2022 set, and the 2018 set. So.
So BFG says good advice. He loves a good PSA reveal, and honestly, I've grown to love them too. My heart, I don't think, loves them as much, but that's okay. I can have a few cardiac episodes. It's not gonna. I think I'm too young to die from them, but that's probably not a challenge I should put out there. Yeah. All right. So next up, we have a Golden Mirror SSP. We mentioned Series 1 had some great images this year, and this is, I think, one of the best. Julio with a trident.
Yeah, that's. I know if anybody watches MLB TV, you've seen the commercial in between like every pitching change or whatever, where Julio goes, "Woo!" You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
You know exactly what I'm talking about when you hear his voice go when he's putting up the trident.
Yes.
And like obviously it's getting very sick to me, I'm getting very sick of it. Sorry.
Cut the guy a little slack, Jake. He hasn't been able to use that trident much this season. It's been pretty much a lost season in Seattle for Julio this season.
So I'm sick of that commercial, but I love this card. So,
yeah, I like this card a lot. The color is great. The flashback jerseys, the trident, and I'm guessing there's a lot of like 8s and 9s with these 2024s. You had a couple judges that you subbed, right?
Yeah, I've subbed, I don't know, maybe 15 of the 2024s, and I think that PSA grades them all like flagship blacks. Impossible.
Yeah,
it is impossible to grade any 22. I mean, they're very obviously with the dark corners, it's very difficult. So I think for anybody to be successful, really, the card really has to be pristine. So
yeah, because not only is like a third of the border on these SSPs all black, but the gold, the back is all gold. So it's just so ripe for chipping. I feel like there's just not going to be a lot of PSA 10s. So anytime you can, and they're rare. So if you can grab an 8 or a 9 and someone thinks it could be discounted.
Yeah. There are a few 2024 PSA 10s that I have my eye on that eBay sellers just aren't responding to me on, which is very frustrating because I know that it's, very seldom these cards are going to pop up. So
I gotcha. All right. So we're in the 20s for people signing up for trivia. I'll post the link again, copy and paste that into your browser. Should work. Let's try to get like in the 30s, but until then we still have more cards to get through. I'm trying to go as quickly as I can here.
Why don't do you want to do after trivia? Do you want to share your couple of cards you want to share?
Yeah, I got some stuff to share after trivia, and I want to talk to you about judge cards and Soto cards, and which ones you want to hang on to, and which ones you might be ready to potentially move on from. I'm going to go quick through a couple Braves ones here. Okay. This one came from Dave's Braves cards, fresh off ripping my heart out on that Acuna auto a few weeks ago. But this is Freddie Freeman holding his World Series ring. I mean, we get 2 shots of that beautiful smile, and the ring is gigantic, and obviously
he's so happy. He's so excited to show off that ring. That's
yep. He waited till he came to Atlanta to get it, which is
he was teary-eyed very shortly after that.
Oh, and during, and but before and after, yeah. So this, I know he's wearing the wrong jersey, but that's not exactly entirely his fault. But this is just a cool card, and I focus more on the ring and the smile than anything else.
Yeah,
so I'm able to look past the jersey on this one.
He's a genuine guy. It's hard not to it's hard to dislike him even when he leaves your team.
Agreed. So this is I just want to mention this one real quick. This is Jesse Chavez, and I believe this is his first and probably only going to be his own. Jesus, let's start again. This is first SSP and probably always going to be his only SSP. Is what I've been trying to say for 30 seconds. It's kind of a cool image. He does walk around in the hoodie a lot. So if you're familiar with the Braves,
this like an old man haunting like a school or something.
Oh yeah, he's old.
How old is he? He's like 45.
He's in it. Well, when I say old, I mean he's younger than me. But yeah, I think he's like 41, but he is just horrific with every other team, and then randomly pitches well for the Braves. Although I think we've reached the end of that magic.
You can tell he never wore sunscreen though. He looks like he's 55.
I mean, baseball's a stressful job.
I get that. I totally get that.
Okay. Anyway, I like seeing this card. It's cool for a guy like him to have this is probably the best Jesse Chavez card that exists. And if you're a Braves fan, it's something that, you might be partial to acquiring a copy because he's fun to watch. All right. One more Braves card. This one comes from ATL for the win. And if you've not followed this guy, he is just going through year after year after year of Topps variations, Braves cards, all the way through Gypsy Queen. He's got some great stuff.
I love that. I love the dedication. Like that's amazing. And this card too, I have it. I know, specifically about this card. I bought this. This is one, speaking of the 2022 set, this is one that I tried to sub raw twice that I thought was perfect. That got 9s both times. So seeing a gem of it is really, really beautiful.
Yes, this is a very glute-tastic shot of the great Hank Aaron.
And I love just how unkept the on deck grass is. I love like everything about that old school, no batting gloves. It's a fantastic image, I think. Maybe a hard hit single to the left,
Yeah, it's cool. You're right. The fields back then were really terrible. Like if you get a chance if you watch any of those old footage, it's like, how are these are professional athletes. They're playing. It looks like they're playing in someone's backyard.
Yeah.
Tomahawk Cards makes a good point here that the video of Freeman where he's talking about his kid he's just a very genuine person. And he doesn't try to hide his emotions. Like he's a pretty confident guy, and he's just like, and you can tell things affect him, and he's a good guy.
Yeah. He seems like too nice of a guy. I'd like him to be a little meaner about things, or have a little bit more confidence about things, Yeah.
And M. Parsons does say about the Freeman card that the teeth are bigger than the ring. I do wonder if they could shoot through it if they had to,
It's a good question. It is
Cardaholic, you're right. Those 2023 gold mirrors, the first year everyone got one. So they are random. Yeah. There's 900 and some odd cards all total.
Right. I mean, you think if Update got them right, there's got to be 1,000. Is it 990? It's 990.
Yeah, something like that.
You're right.
It's a lot. And they ran out of gas toward the end. You could tell, like that Paul Blackburn one where he's sitting on his phone in the locker room. I thought that would be the worst card ever.
They're like, somebody, you guys didn't watch SpongeBob, but it was like, find the Paul Blackburn card. Somebody find the image, the one image we have of Paul Blackburn.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Well, we don't have one. Go get one right now.
Find it.
Well, he's getting an email. Just take the picture. But it is what it is, and obviously they liked it enough that they reused they were like, hey, this is great. Let's use it for Jason Dominguez's rookie card.
His SSP is better, though, I will say.
Yeah, the SSP is fine. Signing autograph.
Oof.
Yeah. Speaking of 2017s, Jorge's cards with an amazing Corey Seager shot here.
Is this
low angle?
That's fine. Let's see if I sold this to you.
I like this card a lot, and it does make me think of some great Corey Seager postseason moments, some of which did happen against Atlanta, which is too bad. But also when I see him twisting like this, I think about all the times he's been injured.
016? Yes. That is one I sold.
Oh, wow. So Jorge bought your card.
Jorge bought my card.
What an incestuous hobby this is, Jay.
I love this card. And I paid way more for it raw, to be completely transparent, than you bought it for in a 9. But I held on to it because it's such a fantastic shot. 2017 had this maybe 10 or so cards that had these upward angle stadium view basically shots.
Yep.
Byron Buxton is one that I also just recently sold, but I think I paid 350, like 300. I paid a ton of money for this card. Granted, this was last year, and like when they were in the championship series, I paid a lot for it, but it was the first time I had seen one in forever. It was beautiful. It looked beautiful. It still looks beautiful in that slab. I thought it should have gemmed. I absolutely thought it should have gemmed. And if you want to crack it out, I would highly suggest doing so, honestly, because it looked good.
It's a great image, like you said. There's some really cool low angle shots. Bryce Harper is another one.
With the gold cup, the gold cup with the blue though is like,
it pops. It's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Canadians of the hobby. Thanks for joining us. I saw you had a rough day at work. You said. I'm glad you're able to make it here. SFO Sox fan is right. Vegas won't even take odds on whether I'm going to like a low angle glue check. I mean, there's just
minus 10,000.
There's no money to be made. Cardaholic says he has this card in an SGC 10. Congrats. This is great.
I think there are a fair amount of gems of the card too, which is why it would be encouraging to crack and resubmit. But again, not my card anymore.
We're getting a pretty good turnout for trivia. I'm going to leave I'm going to post the link one more time. Because I got like 2 more cards to look at, and then we'll go ahead and run it. Again, you're playing for a 1984 Topps rack pack, unopened, with Pete Rose on it. We'll open it here, and we'll see how many Mattingly's we pull out.
There's clearly a Mattingly in there. Clearly.
There wasn't one in the first 2, so maybe we'll get lucky on this one.
Odds are like how much of that stuff they printed. Like, there's got to be one, right?
You never know. Royal Benjamin. It's funny how expensive Gunner is compared to Seager. This card is great. Seager has had some amazing moments, but he started late and he has been hurt a lot. And those counting stats.
It looks as though, I don't know if you guys follow Corey Seager's wife, who is a very pretty woman. She posted like a very emotional story about how. All right, so basically the Yankees played the Rangers and Corey Seager sat out the last 2 games. They put him on the IL on the last game, but then Matty Seager posted a story like today where it's like, we've been through so much together. It's not going to be like, it was a very emotional thing, as if something very serious is wrong. It appears. That would be my guess.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I know it was listed as just like a hip issue
related to his hip, which feels like he's going to need seems serious. So,
yeah. All right. While we're waiting for trivia, I got two more real quick. Another cardboard showcase. This guy just keeps knocking it out of the park.
Fires him off. Shout out to Cardboard Showcase too, because he just is super nice, like just the nicest guy.
Really good guy. We see him at the Burbank show every time.
Yeah, we saw him at the Burbank show. He had seen that I posted my run of Judge Black Parallels. Him and I really related hard to submitting Black Parallels and not getting a grade higher than an 8. And he was like, "Oh, wait a second, I actually have this 2019 Aaron Judge Black Parallel on PSA 10." And he was like, "I don't want to get rid of it." But then he messaged me back and he was like, "You know what? If it's in the hands of somebody who's really, really collecting this card hard and, is really going to appreciate it, I'm fine with moving in." We met up at Burbank and, just couldn't be a better transaction, a better guy. So
really good guy.
Yeah.
Royal Benjamin, you're right about Seager. He's got 2 World Series MVPs and a League Championship Series MVP, which gives him 3 postseason MVPs, which only one other player has in the history of baseball.
Casually. He only has 30 WAR, which is crazy.
Yeah. The counting stats are just not going to be there, which is too bad. But anyway, so Cardboard Showcase has this. It's the set of 2020 updated a Legends run. And there are, 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 cards. And they're all black and white, and these images are fantastic. They're very striking when you see them in person.
I also love Ernie Banks. I love an Ernie Banks SSP. They're not really featured in many. There's no longer, correct me if I'm wrong, there's no longer any vintage or Hall of Fame player SSPs like there have been, right? This is best. This is the set, easily.
Yeah, they stopped doing it. This Lou Gehrig card is pretty epic.
The luckiest man in the world. It's, sometimes if I want to go to the gym and I need to get fired up, I listen to Lou Gehrig give this speech. Gets me absolutely juiced.
Yep. You know what's funny?
What's funny?
And not funny, but funny at the same time. This card is absolutely epic. I've not seen this image on a card before. I'm sure they've reused it, but I just haven't seen it.
I know this is. I think this is the first time The Type
Hopefully
1
they put this one in the vault.
I bet you the Type 1 of this photo would sell for like $3 million.
Yeah, hopefully they put this in the vault and it doesn't keep showing up. But what this makes me think of, because I'm a terrible, terrible person, Jake, is the Norm Macdonald sketch where he played Lou Gehrig and he gave the speech, and it was very different. And it is fantastic. It's darkest of dark humor.
I'm not a Norm Macdonald guy. I'm sorry, R.I.P. But I never thought his guy. Never thought he was very. I didn't think his comedy was great. I'm sorry.
All right. I would say not only the live stream, but I think our friendship is teetering on the brink here. So let's move on to the last card that I want to talk about is, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jake, I think that this card would be in the running for one of the best image variations of all time. I call the Stadium Club ones SSPs.
They are. They're absolutely. They're even more short printed than SSPs.
Yeah. And actually, one of the questions in our trivia game was about this card, so I'm going to wait. We'll talk about it right after.
All right.
Because I don't want to give away the answer. Yep. I don't want to give away the answer. All right. Whew. Peeps, Norm is a legend.
I understand he's a legend, and I respect the comedy genius. Some people love him. They like. I love Artie Lang. Okay, they were two peas in a pod. All right.
Dude, if you just when this is done, I want you to YouTube Norm Macdonald making jokes about OJ on Weekend Update. It's like a 10-minute.
I get it. I know. I understand. I've seen all of these Norm Macdonald clips. His just like, I don't know why his delivery doesn't do it for me. And I watch a lot of comedy. I do.
Yeah, Plumberman wants you gone. Miguel Garcia is not a fan. SFO Sox fan is very upset. Docs Cards drops a hell of a Norm Macdonald quote in here. Mickey Mantle was good at two things: drinking and playing drunk baseball.
He
says Norm is a legend.
He likes to drink, and then everybody laughs. That's how.
Docs Card says this is blasphemy. I think you've lost some friends here, Jake, but that's okay. No one's perfect.
Look, I love pretty much. This is like the one comedian I like have. For some reason, I just like have never been able to find his comedy. Like, it's just. I'm sorry, but I will look. I'm trying to think of like a lot of older comedians that I do love from that era.
Jake, don't worry about it. Royal Benjamin just got you off the hook because he doesn't know who Norm Macdonald is. So there's a worse person here,
who's like a C-list celebrity now. Is like,
wow.
Los
Bravos, don't piss me off, buddy.
All right.
A fellow Braves fan,
you're a real comedian fan, okay? You've seen Steve Martin's dog shit stand-up. He's not funny. He just does weird shit. Everybody knows that. Steve Martin is a great actor. He's a fantastic comedic actor, but his stand-up was so strange. That
stand-up is hard,
and you can understand that. But Norm Macdonald, Risky Business, or right? No.
Dirty Work.
Sorry, that's like one of the funniest movies of all time. It's like it's hilarious.
Yes. Note to self: learn to fight. That's just fantastic writing, said by someone in a dumpster.
Sorry, Shelley. I'm sorry.
Yeah, language, Jake.
That's the first
where?
That's the first one.
Where is Jeff? All right, Jacob Goodralt's not a fan of you bashing
really
Steve Martin.
Okay,
I gotta. Flawed Thinker, you made it just in time, buddy. There's a link a little bit above you for our trivia game. Hop on. We're gonna start in about 2 minutes. I just want to make sure everyone has a chance to sign in there. You're getting listen, Norm Macdonald is great.
I'm getting booed. Okay, I can.
That's right.
We all other great, phenomenal comedians. I love like pretty much. There are a very select few comedians who I maybe three that I like. I don't like, and I can't even think of the other two. But for some reason, people have really tried to get me to like Norm Macdonald, and I've seen almost all of his SNL skits. I've seen a lot of his stand-up.
Plumberman. I'm sorry. Yeah, Plumberman says the only way to fix it is you got to randomize and just give away that judge.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
Away.
Oh,
actually,
wow. The anti-norm algorithm is going to still sync the
I will send this to the first person who says Jake is okay for not liking Norm Macdonald.
No, you don't have to give that. If you want to give something away, you could do it like for maybe the person who finishes second in trivia. No one's going to say that.
Why? Why not? Somebody say it, and I'll send it to you. I promise you. Send it to you snail mail, but I will send it to you.
This guy's an Amy Schumer fan for sure.
Oh, my God.
Let this slide.
Let's not be out of hand here.
Wow.
Nobody wants this soda refractor. It's this $2 Juan soda refractor.
I think it's just, Jake, it's just spite. It's just spite at work right now. And you got to respect it. You have to respect the spite.
I get it. I understand this.
Okay.
People
All right.
are entitled to opinions. But this opinion appears to be wrong, and I'm sorry.
That's okay. Listen, we all like and dislike weird stuff. I enjoy the movie Face Off. And we all have weird stuff.
It's really fitting for the unlikable Yankee fans.
Wow. Yeah, Shelly the Turtle with this is a fantastic comment.
I really did myself in.
Jake is really fitting the unlikable Yankee fan stereotype. Nailed it. I mean, just think about it.
Ricky Gervais, the best.
All right.
Fantastic.
Okay. Here we go. We're gonna play some trivia now. We're gonna fire this thing up. Now, we did a couple dry runs today to make sure all the bugs were out of the system, and I think we're okay.
Okay.
Oh, Lethal Weapon is fantastic. I'm not gonna lie. Lethal Weapon's a great movie. All right. So here we go. Are we all ready? Again, at stake here is one rack pack of 1984 Topps. Sure to hold a Don Mattingly rookie card. Sure. I was going to
Blabbin about 7. Is that Jeff?
No, that was me.
Oh.
No, I was going to that is Jeff actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is he with you?
Yeah, Jeff, Jake's alienated half our fans with his anti-Norm Macdonald rhetoric.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Jeff's never seen The Simpsons, so listen, Jeff
doesn't like The Simpsons, and like Simpsons is one of the greatest shows of all time. So that's one thing I have. All right, sorry.
Okay, all right, here we go. Are we all ready for trivia? I think Jake's ready. I'm ready. Our drinks need to be refreshed. We have like 3 different versions of our fantastic theme song to play while you guys are playing.
Oh Lord!
So here we go. I'm going to start the countdown. Everyone,
the turtle. I'm sorry.
Huh? Yeah. Well. Yeah. All right, here we go. This is SSP themed. You will earn our respect if you win. I'll tell you what Jake's score was after. Here we go. The countdown has begun. Now, Jake, I can only hope that this works.
It should have worked.
It should work. I'm gonna share that screen so you and I can watch together.
107 degrees. Gosh.
There we go.
Late. Oof. I do like the artwork that you have done on these.
Yeah. All right. 56% of people. Well done. We're off to a pretty good start. Anything over half. Oh, SFO Sox fan, Plumberman, Sliced Pizza.
Sliced pizza sounds great right now.
Well, it always does. If anyone gets this one wrong, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Yeah. You're clearly not a Blabbin fan if you get this wrong.
Right? Agreed. Here we go. This is the 50s version. Wow. Max Fried, I feel like someone's just trolling me.
Max Fried, a rookie for the Yankees?
Ooh. Christmas collector, I like it.
Ooh, took over SFO. I'm
not gonna lie. The 50s one is weird, Jake.
Did I say Jeff?
It does. Yeah, sorry, Jake. You're not in the lyrics.
Talking SSP.
Oh, it was like
just for you.
Okay, I'm glad no one said. All right, we're over 50%. I love that card, by the way. All right, SFO Sox fans back in the lead. Mike, Cardboard Showcase.
Oh, we got Cardboard Showcase coming out of.
He vaults into second place.
SSP cards we got. Chris and Jeff.
All right, here we go. This is the best one. 70s is the best. A little disco feel to it, right? Gatorade bat. Good job, everybody.
Good job.
You could easily play this at the wedding, Jake. There could be a little dancing. Oh, SFO Sox fan Cardboard Showcase to the death.
Cardboard Showcase is really. We also got.
There we go. All right, who's on that Julio card? We've all seen it.
I owned it.
Yeah, I really want one still. What do we got? All right, good job, everybody. That's a percentage I like to see. I think it should have been Griffey. Personally, it makes more sense, but that's okay. All right. SFO Sox fan hanging on. I like it. This one's a little tricky. You got to know this card.
Yeah, you do. You got to know this card.
SSP cards you got. Bricks and jet, advance. Talking cards, you don't rest.
Oh, last second hint.
Whoa, you are a tricky one.
All right, good job. 54% of people. Well done. 3 Hard Rock Cafes, huh? All right.
Cardboard Showcase, you need to come up with something. You need to Hail Mary. You need an SFO Sox fan to not be an SSP fan.
All right, who's the third player on this incredible 2020 card, right? It looked for a little bit like
this one today almost I blanked for a second.
I thought we were going to have like 3 annual All-Stars, but man, these first 2 guys, their careers have taken a turn.
I blanked hard on this one.
All right, 75%. Well done.
Wow, better than me.
Good job, everybody.
I will say I did finish 10 out of 10. So
I'm really enjoying watching these 2 guys go at it at the top. This is fun.
Ooh, who's gonna get it? I think I know. This is tough because the Stadium Club is like really rare too.
They're both, yeah. There's 2 of these are really, really rare. Jake actually has one in a PSA 10, and I have the other one.
Oh. Wow, this was the best.
Yeah, that divided. That
was the best question thus far.
And they both got it. Oh man. This is pretty intense. I feel like I'm watching a horse race right here.
Oh, this one could be difficult if you don't. I know Cardboard Showcase pays a lot of attention in 2020. So
yeah. Well, there was actually a copy of this card raw at the Burbank show. And Jeff was really mad that I didn't buy it.
You don't know what basketball is, Chris.
That's very. Oh, good job, everybody.
Wow.
Okay. I talked about it a lot last week, so I'm glad that. Okay. The lead remains. SFO Sox fan's going to break your score, Jake.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He does it quicker than me?
Yep. All right. What set is this card from?
Is this 10 of 10 or what?
This is the 10th one. This is it. Oh, boy. The suspense, Jake. The suspense is killing me.
These are fun. I love these.
Good job, everybody. 75% again. Nice.
Maybe this was too easy for everybody.
Maybe. I can always. Well, I've said it before. I can always get harder, Jake. That's what I hope. RB2 is a very good score. You actually beat my wife. That didn't sound right. Cardboard Showcase coming in at 666.
I don't associate you with that number.
Which means SFO Sox fan at 687. Jake, what was your score, buddy, when you did this?
Don't remember, but it was like 850.
So congratulations.
Way higher than SFO Sox fan.
Yeah, SFO Sox fan, congratulations. That was really impressive. You guys were separated by what, 21?
It was a close one.
Right? Wow.
Should we give a last place prize for the game? Or no, Doc? No.
If there's a mascot, always guess opening. Well, Plumberman, trust me, there was a lot of, I tried to trick people a little bit, but man, that was really fun to watch you 2 guys at the top, just stay at the top for like 7 consecutive questions.
Very well-educated SSPs.
Yes. There were a lot of really good, I see really good scores in here. And then some toward the end that weren't great, but it's Thursday and alcohol's a hell of a drug, Jake.
Who dreads getting that got away message from eBay?
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll go back to this.
I know somebody in this chat bought this card that I offered like 3 offers on. But
what's the card, Jake? The PSA 10 that was up.
Yeah, for cheap, for like half the price it last sold for.
It was up for $649. Is it gone?
Yeah, I offered 500, auto declined. Offered 575, auto declined. Then he sent an offer for 600, and I was like, "Do I need it? I have a 9." But one like preseason sold for like $1,100.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's like 10 PSA 10s.
Yeah, it's a rare card. Thanks, Chris, for making me. I meant to figure it out, but
yeah. But look, you don't need another Ozzy Albies card. I'll tell you that as a Braves fan, you don't need that.
Yeah, but I needed 10 for my set.
Yeah, well, that's true. That is true. All right. Well, yeah, thanks for playing trivia, guys. Those scores were really good. So congrats to both Cardboard Showcase. Excellent showing. SFO Sox fan, well done. This is yours.
The Pete Rose of the Phillies.
Pete Rose on the cover. Let's go Mattingly hunting. All right.
If we pull Mattingly,
I'll be excited. I haven't seen one yet.
Chris, I feel like you should switch the camera. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, this is my first time
No,
doing
you're
this.
right. I should.
You should do like a break. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm very lazy, and it's so hot that any movement at all is causing sweat. Yeah, here we go. We are ripping Royal Benjamin 2, that Michael Harris Topps Chrome Gold that was on that was up on eBay. It was a really beautiful card. It was at the Burbank show for $1,200. Firm at $1,200, and then I think it sold at auction for about $6 and change. So,
which card was this?
the Michael Harris Heritage Gold Refractor rookie.
Oof.
All right, so here we go. I will attempt, Jake. I'm going to leave you for a minute.
All right.
Here we go. All right, Al Oliver is our all-star.
Beautiful.
And then we have some highlights. Ricky Henderson, that's a cool card.
That is a cool card.
All right, we got a Reds player. Not going to try. I'm going to try to go a little bit quicker. I usually give Jeff a chance to guess all these guys, and he's pretty good at it.
Because he was born in 1932, maybe.
Mel Hall, we got active ERA. What do we got? Oh, Tom Seaver and Steve Carlton on a card, and I think I see Steve Rogers, though sadly not Captain America. All right, Rod Scurry. Can't say I know who that is. Boy, Tony Perez had himself a Freeman-esque set of veneers right there.
Yeah, before veneers were like popular.
All right, I got another Ranger player, Odell Jones. Can't say. Wow, we got a lot of leaders cards in here.
So 84 is just like maybe one of the best designs of all time.
It's pretty cool, and I like the flashback. Oh, we got a Yankee player. Ooh, that does not look like Don Mattingly.
Oh, it looks like.
Yeah, tell me it looked like that guy. Ray Fontentant. Eddie Whitson. We got Tiger. Howard Bailey. Isn't that the name of the guy that... Oh, Andre Dawson. Oh, we got our first Hall of Famer. Mike Lacoste. Oof, Bob James. All right, I'm not going to lie. That was the worst section of a rack pack that we have had. So, yeah, there are no gum stains. All right, here we go. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Shelly. Wow, a lot of people going for that Heritage Gold. Oh, damn it. Is that Gossage?
Yeah.
Woo! Hall of Famer at least. Oh, we got a Blue Jay. Hey, look at that. Another Hall of Famer. Bobby Cox was kind of like Jim Leland in that he was old really, really fast. Oh, boy. Another technical Hall of Famer.
Real pains.
Yeah. Is that Willie Wilson? Random fact, Willie Wilson was born in the same hometown as me. All right.
Chernobyl.
Dan Quisenberry, Gorman Thomas. Oh, we got a Met. That's definitely not Strawberry, though. Sorry. Doug Sisk of the Tiger. Lou Whitaker. Not in the Hall of Fame yet, but I think he's going to get there. Rod Carew is in the Hall of Fame, though. Always cool to see. Greg Walker. We got a Red Sox. Rich Gedman. Boy. Thick legs on that particular gentleman. I'm jealous. All right. Jim Wolford, another Expo. Mike Vet. Jeez. Oh, Tim Raines. That's cool. Another Hall of Famer. Glenn Hubbard, future third base coach. Jack Morris, another Hall of Famer. All right, this one was better. Bunch of Hall of Famers in there. We got one section left.
Wow.
I know what you're all thinking. Can it get more suspenseful?
Oof.
Here we go.
Wow.
All right, here we go. This pack was obviously scanned. All right, so we got Pete Rose. There we go. We got a Blue Jay. Willie Upshaw. We got another Tiger. Nope. That's a hell of a mustache right there, Jake. I can't grow anything like that. I'm not sure about you either. Ron Massey.
Not on my face, at least.
All right, good to know. Lloyd Mosby. We'll just move on. A lot of mustaches back in the 80s. This dude looks just thrilled to be playing baseball. All right, another Blue Jay. Alfredo Griffin. Interesting. All right, another Tiger. Dan Petrie. Oh, come on. Butch. You ever heard of him, Jake? Oh, Gary Carter. Nice.
Nice. Love Gary Carter.
Yeah, that's a cool card. Pretty well centered actually for 84 tops right there. Another Yankee. Come on. Oh,
Dang it.
Bert Campaneris. All right, that was tentatively exciting. What else we got? Orioles.
Makes me want to buy 1984 wax.
I know it's kind of fun. Rick Dempsey was I want to say World Series MVP in 83, I think. I don't know who that is. Still don't know who it is, and I'm looking right at it. Astros. Come on, be Nolan Ryan. Okay, there we go.
Nolan Ryan, that's a beauty.
Nice. That might be the best card we pulled out of these packs. Nolan Ryan is everyone loves Nolan Ryan. Out of the A's, we got Tom. Well, I'm just gonna say Tom. And we got a Blue Jay. One more card. It's a Mets, but it's not Strawberry. All right, so
Strawberry's a rookie in 84, right?
yes. Not bad.
No, I
To
thought
be
that was-
honest.
honestly,
No
it's
matter
probably
in
a
any of
great
these
rack
packs, but-
pack for. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how much those 84 rack packs cost, but I think that was well worth it for the entertainment purposes.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Pete Rose and Nolan Ryan. That's a nice pack right there. All right. So real quick, since this was in the game, I want to share the card. Is this it? Yeah. This comes from Pubby Cards, and this is just the guy. He shared it today. I don't know what else to say other than this is a phenomenal card.
It's one that I would really love to own.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah, I kicked myself. A raw copy came up that wasn't perfect, and it was in like January, February, and I want to say the seller wanted $250 for it, and I sent a message asking questions,
Yeah.
and the guy wrote me back. I asked another question, and someone else just hit the buy it now, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I know $250 is not a small amount of money, but this card is incredible. There are right now 5 MVP awards on this card, and I think there's a very good chance of a 6th, soon.
Crazy the Mookie. It is a little baffling. I mean, knock on wood, Judge does somehow manage to win the second. That he will have more MVPs than Mookie.
Yeah.
That's
Mookie's been more consistent, but Judge has had the bigger.
Yeah.
Two big seasons. Mad City Brew, that's cool.
3 big seasons.
You had these as a kid. I still have an 84 Topps Mattingly. I remember them being at card shops, like locked away, and those really thick screw down holders. BFG has an excellent question, Jake. How often do you think this happens? How many times are people involved in the show, either on the show, people in the chat, friends of the show?
1 out of every 3 SSPs. 1 out of every 3 relevant SSPs.
I think so too. I definitely think so too. It's got to happen a lot.
I'm certain that we have driven up the price tremendously, and some sellers have been very happy, but we end up spending more than we had anticipated and or wanted to. But, oof.
Yeah, Andrew P, that's too bad, but I'm sure I like to think at the time.
Yeah, sorry. The 2019s are like they're all of a sudden like black parallels for PSA. So I at one point got ambitious and tried to complete the 2019 Stadium Club variation set. And I had like half of them raw. So I subbed them all, and I think I got maybe 1 9 and all the rest 8s.
Yeah, they're
like
tough.
15 8s, which is crazy because a lot of them look beautiful. It would just seem like, and I we're seeing that a lot recently. I don't know. I don't want to be conspiracy theorist, but and say like pop control of sorts. 2019 Stadium Club isn't a relevant set by any means. They just seem to be a lot harsher on that. So if the only luck I think you're going to have these days is finding a PSA 10 in the wild.
I think they're only like maybe 8, maybe 9 PSA 10s, and we know someone that I believe has 2 of them.
Which seems very high, to be honest with you, 8 or 9 for.
There are surprisingly 60 of these cards graded at PSA. Now maybe some of those are crack and regrades, but
holy smokes, I didn't know that. That's crazy. That's very high, but yes, a very low, I guess,
gem rate.
Yeah,
but yeah, these are tough. I mean, I would say I don't know what the print run is, but in 2019, people are ripping and ripping and ripping. Tatis is in there, Guerrero's in there.
Right.
So a lot of that wax, probably more than usual, was ripped that year for sure. This card is awesome. Cardaholic actually says he bought the one I was talking about, and he got a 7 on it. So I mean, honestly, I don't own a copy. I'll take a 7. And I think you would too, Jake.
I would too, absolutely. It's like it would be. I mean, I know the person that owns two of them, two of the PSA 10s, and I know that when he talks about them, he tells me they are they're retirement cards. So basically, when he decides to give up card collecting, maybe he'll consider selling them, which I respect the hell out of, because that is how good of a card this is. I mean, it's like you're not going to find a better card, to be honest with you.
No, this is awesome. If this were in top chrome, and there's a gold refractor of it, people would go bananas for it. But Stadium Club is almost better because it makes it a little bit, not as many people like it.
Yeah. And there's also like the actual selfie photo exists that Trout took.
Yeah, it's true.
And you can see it. It's pre-Veneer Judge, which I love.
Yeah. But yeah, Shelly the Turtle. I love this idea. Find a copy
Signed by all three would be bonkers.
Yeah. And then just take the time. It would take a couple of years probably to get them all, because Mookie doesn't sign. So you're going to have to wait that one out.
He's kind of
that would be really, really cool.
Yeah.
And it would stay a low pop. That would be that's a retirement item right there. Perhaps. Yeah. M. Newbert has a question for us, Jake. And then I have a question for you.
I saw Eva's page recently. Wow.
So I saw this too. We actually amazingly.
I remember we were in a live stream when he pulled it.
That's right. By the way, Cardboard Showcase, of course, has a 9 of this triple card right here. Of course he does. Really cool card. I mean, I'm jealous as usual. I find myself slightly jealous of Cardboard Showcase's collection. I'm gonna stop sharing that now.
I find myself very jealous of Cardboard Showcase.
Right. But yeah, so we did a live stream when 2022 Stadium Club Chrome came out. We did a live stream. We bought like 3 boxes here. Jeff and I did. And we invited all of our friends and everyone to buy a box, and we'll rip it live. And we had people join that pulled fun stuff. And our buddy Ephus Pitch, amazingly, in like the 3rd pack of the night, pulls a redemption.
He was like, oh my God, you guys aren't going to believe this. Yeah,
he was kind of like panicking. We know that feeling. One time, he pulled a redemption for the Ricky Henderson 91 variation red refractor auto.
Which is bonkers.
Yeah. And he sent it. He finally got it. It took a while to get. I guess.
I think he told us that they first were like pick something else.
Yeah.
He pushed back on them, and they finally gave it to him.
Yes. Yeah, I think Ricky just didn't want to sign the cards, I guess, because he got it. I want to say he got it early this year. So
interesting.
Yeah. Wait, is that it? Hold on. Anyway, so he finally gets it, and he sends it into PSA to get slabbed, and PSA sent it back to him and said, no information available. As if the card wasn't on the checklist. We've seen, now I've had cards get sent back from PSA they won't slab. They say things are trimmed, they say things are altered, color added, that type of stuff. This I've never seen.
No. Especially
with a Topps logo, and this is the card, by the way.
Not on the checklist, which is bonkers. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So this is someone has this card on eBay. So the one that Ephus pulled was the red version of this.
But what is that? What grading company is that?
It's nothing. A diamond grade. I don't know what this is. To each their own when it comes to grading. So M. Newbert here has one himself. So congratulations. That's cool to know 2 of the 5 are actually out there. But you're reluctant to submit. Any idea what the deal is? I have no idea what the deal is. Maybe
contact them first before submitting it, because I feel like once you submit it, it's in the the sphere of the unknown, I guess. Yes. I think you're better off sending a picture and inquiring with them, because they'll end up charging you and being sorry. That's how it goes usually.
Well, that's one thing. I don't think Ephus was charged. So I think they didn't get to that point. They didn't actually grade it. So I believe he was not charged. But M. Newbert, I would want to get that thing slabbed as well. Kind of a cool card. Looks like he's in a rundown, which is hard to imagine. Ricky Henderson being in a rundown. Kind of a cool shot. But yeah, I think Jake is right. I would contact PSA with a photo and be like, this is a redemption from Topps. It's clearly on the checklist.
Yeah. Show them the Beckett checklist, right? It's crazy.
Yeah. I also think you should try to look it up on PSA. If you can look up the 91 auto variations and see which ones they've graded. It's possible some grader just couldn't find it.
Well,
Like-
Chris, you own a 91 auto variation red, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't have a red. I have two of the base autos. I have the Witt and the Acuna. I don't have a red.
No. Oh, sorry, 2020 maybe. Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of a different, not a 91 variation. I apologize. Sorry, take it back.
Yeah. But yeah, and those are on. They're on there. They're on the checklist. I should actually. I don't have those out here, or I would look.
But this
the,
particular 2020 card, there was only one of them existed on the pop report that, so I'm wondering, like, maybe others did. Maybe it was redemption. I don't know.
That's interesting. So Newbert, you're saying it actually isn't on the checklist? We're gonna have to look that up. So Jake, I'm gonna put you on the spot here for a minute while I look this up, because now I need to know the answer, and I'm sure our viewers are mildly interested. You are obviously a hoarder of super short prints.
Yes.
If you follow Jake on Instagram, he completed the 2018 Series 1 and 2, and he has a really interesting way of storing them.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think you would love to see. When you showed this to me, I was kind of blown away by how cool it was.
Yeah.
And you're same thing with the 2022s. I think you have a really interesting way of storing them.
Yeah.
So if it's near you.
Yeah. So, all right. So,
here we go.
I've seen this sporadically, maybe throughout IG, but I was thinking of a great way to display the set that I love so dearly, and not having them all on my wall for like when people come over and be like, holy crap, are you like an actual incel? Oh, sorry, do I have to do it?
Yeah, I think you have to do it, and then you can get big.
What was that?
Yeah, I know. The thing on the far left, underneath.
Yeah.
Click it.
Yeah.
Nope. Uh-oh.
Nope.
All right. Don't worry about it. Just as you were.
All right. We'll do. Oh. Okay. We'll do it from here. Anyways, so reading time. So I decided to Google, slab binder, and what I came across was this perfectly binder that holds 60 slabs, technically 72. Sorry, let me. Technically, it holds 72. But it's just a beautiful way to display these cards and look at them and always appreciate them, because previously I had them, in a shoebox like you typically would as a set, but I find myself not looking at them as much as I should, considering how much time, how much money I spent. Here's the LB's 9 that I was just referencing that I wanted to upgrade to a 10.
Yeah, while you're holding that open, Jake, I just want I like putting cards in binders too. All my stuff from the 80s and 90s I had as a kid is all in binders.
Yeah.
And like slabs are in boxes, like Jake was saying. And I flip through those binders all the time to look at them. And the idea that there are these slab binders, I do worry about them kind of clacking together a little bit. But
it's a really high quality plastic, and there's no obviously, as everybody knows who's put cards into a binder, there are no rings. It's all connected directly to the binder, so there's no risk of them falling out, this and that. And I sound like a infomercial for this company, and it's funny, I've sent videos to all of my collecting friends about this, but it's really a great, fantastic innovation. Here's one of Chris's favorite cards right here.
The Freeman? Oh yeah,
or one of Chris's cards he likes. Here's the only gold cup in 2018. For some reason, it went to the second worst player in the MLB this year, besides DJ LeMahieu. That's Andrew Benintendi.
Yeah, that's really weird, right? There's obviously a Topps had the all-star rookie team. They all got gold cups, and then the image variations and the SPs and SSPs. No gold cups.
Nope.
So weird.
So this is a fantastic way to store your cards. And here's just casually a very expensive card in a binder, which I love when I see.
Can we zoom in on that one? Because I'd love to talk about that card for a minute. So this is the Shohei Ohtani Series 2 SSP hand-on helmet. The pop on it, I want to say, is 12. Is that right, Jake?
Oh no, it's 12. You're right. It's 12.
12? I think it's
Judge
12.
11.
It's his rarest SSP. If you took our quiz, it was the correct answer for what's the lowest pop. The Stadium Club, I think, has 18 or 20.
Yeah.
This is an amazing Shohei Ohtani card. And Market Movers hasn't picked it up yet, so maybe it's not yet paid.
Yeah.
But there was one on eBay that, according to 130 points, sold for $10,000. The previous high was 7,500. But again, there's 12. Jake has one, so there's 11. And one had sold earlier this year. So figure there's 10 out there that might be available.
Yeah.
And there are now 0 copies of that card in any grade, raw, graded, or anything on eBay, which is a pretty incredible situation for a rookie SSP.
Yeah, and a big shout out to my to our friend that we met at the Burbank show, So Many Slabs, Brandon So, who sold it to me actually. And this was in the off season. I think this might have been around January. When I was really persistent in trying to put the set together. And he was really great to work with. He gave me a good deal. He was basically, why did you decide to put them all facing the center of the binder? I put them how the binder was laid out. I don't know.
It's an interesting question because usually you would see
it is. It's
on the right face up.
Yeah, maybe the camera is reversed. I don't know. All right, but I'm going to show another thing that I have.
Ooh. Mad City Brew with a fantastic point here that slab binders are a great way to hide cards from the wife or girlfriend so they never know how much you spent. Now, along those lines, a P.O. box is definitely the way to go. But I also honestly highly encourage you to just be honest with your spouse. Because that way, when you leave the house to go pick up a card that's going to cost a lot of money, more money than any card should cost, it gives her time to change the locks of the house.
Yeah. So this is when I, speaking of the 2022 SSP set, I also put together the complete 2022 SP set. But I just decided to keep them in top loaders.
I figured out the solo layout. I apologize, everyone.
And these are back and front, right? They're not as husky as a.
Nope.
So this is also a great way to be able to look. And sometimes I forget that I have this binder of this complete set of SPs, and I bring it out and I just scroll through and I look at it, and this gives me such a great perspective of the accomplishment I've had in this set. A lot of really great rookies, a lot of really great veterans.
There's a really cool Freeman in there with Chipper Jones.
I mean, who's that? That's Maurice Hilaire, right? Who's that?
Yep, no. Maurice Hilaire.
No, it's Jordan. Jordan winning the LC. That's
yeah.
I
get my Cuban confused.
These are images I forget about. And it's everybody's always caught up in the SSPs, but the SSPs have maybe even better photos. I guess I don't know. Lindor, that's a great Lindor. Yep. Fun cards. So
yes, totally.
This has more or less. And so, funny enough, this is also when Judge hit 62, I saved the New Yorker magazine that back in 2022.
By the way, that drawing of Judge right there is that's insulting to his lower body.
I know it is, but it's a great New Yorker because look at how small. It looks like Alejandro Kirk.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still watching, but that looks like Doug Campbell's lower body.
So when Chris and I were at the Burbank show with Jeff, we decided to open a box, and we pulled this card. We pulled it together. So that is a piece of our,
Yes.
The David Ortiz.
Yeah, we pulled that David Ortiz holding the rings over a couple glasses of bourbon.
Yep.
In a hotel lobby.
And how we do all of our card interest things.
Cardaholic says short print a day. Better put that in a safety deposit box. A lot of money being shown, and
I know it's insane.
Protected.
Yeah, no,
Indeed.
please don't. I have a gun. I'm just kidding. I don't. No. But I should get a gun.
No. Let's not. let's try to stay focused.
Okay.
Jake works in a pretty high-powered office that is on full lockdown most times. So I believe most of his cards. Not that I've followed Jake to and from work to learn his passcodes or anything. But
more or less, they keep track of everybody who scans in and out. So this was my solution. My office is very highly secured. They keep track of and they verify every time you've scanned in and out of the office. You have to scan to get in the garage. You have to scan to get in the elevator and then into the office, and then scan in to get into my personal desk space. So that's more or less where all that stuff resides.
Yeah. DLJ2, you're right. The Machado 2013 black jersey. There are indeed currently none for sale on any platform I can find. One with the the one that Jake, you and I know has that little slight damage on the back. Ginterwood Minis auctioned it off. And he's a great seller too. It was very clear. He had a bunch of pictures. He explained exactly what the situation was. I think it went for like about $200, even in that condition. So that card is awesome. And Machado, by the way,
$200 you sold it for?
Yeah, Machado is on fire. M. Parsons, you are exactly right. I'm sure Norm Macdonald would have some choice words. For us.
Yeah. All right. Well, he can't.
Los Bravos says, and he's right, the cover of that New Yorker would be a really cool thing for Aaron Judge to sign for you.
That's my goal. That's why I kept like 3 copies of it, because that was like the New Yorker releases every week, and so that was the week he hit 62, and
Plummerman is doing the same set, about 70% of the way there. They keep at it, Jake may have some doubles.
I gave up on the update SP set, so if you want any of the ones that I have, I'm very happy to figure out a way.
Facilitate some deals here.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of I love doing one thing I like about doing this. I love hearing that people in our chat have made a trade. That gets me excited.
Yeah.
This is
Chris, I really want to talk about the card you posted today for SSP Thursday.
Yeah, let's talk about it, Jake.
Let's talk about it.
I know this is it's difficult for you to discuss, but
sort of, yeah. Yeah, it is. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's as good as it gets for any Aaron Judge fan.
I'll be honest, even if you're not an Aaron Judge fan.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I wrote in my Instagram post today. I do firmly believe, and I'm not trying to pump this because I am not selling it. I think this is his best non-auto card.
Yeah. No, it's by far, I think, in my opinion, his best rookie card. Yeah. Like, I get everybody wants to. There's so many autos. There's 11 copies of this card. It hasn't changed in 2+ years.
Nope.
It's absurd how great of a card. And it's just like, so 2017 Series 1 is released presumably, I don't know what, March, April?
February. Series 1, like end of February, I think.
Right. So Judge hit 176. He played 32 games in the end of 2016. Right. So presumably Judge he was this highly touted prospect, but it's very interesting to think when it was released in 2017 in Series 1, he wasn't a Dansby Swanson. He wasn't one of these guys that had, holy crap, he's going to hit 53 homers. He's going to set the rookie record.
Yeah.
But
let me extrapolate on that briefly. I kept it for a while in fantasy baseball preview magazines. Jeff and I usually read these and talk about them before the season. For auction values, Judge was listed in the 2 magazines that we read at $0.
Yeah.
And he was not recommended to purchase. Like, he had power, but when he came up, he couldn't hit in 2016.
No, couldn't hit. And frankly, didn't have hit 4 home runs in 32 games. Like,
yes,
that's obviously not the Judge we know. So, like,
before you go off on a tangent, let me cut you off real quick. Jorge, yes, Machado is the GOAT. Royal Benjamin too. Jorge. We don't have a lot of Jeter between us. I've actually suggested to Jake that he go back in time and get some old. I have one Derek Jeter card, which I kind of like. Yeah. And Los Bravos says if you get Judge to sign that magazine, he's got.
I got 2. I'd get him to sign both. If he ever did a public signing, I would send them in to both get signed, and then I would slap them, just like I did this. This Mickey Mantle. Well, he didn't sign it, but I did get this cool 1953 Mickey Mantle baseball.
Nice.
Collabed. I thought it was pretty cool.
All right. That is pretty cool. All right. I'm sorry. As you were. Continue talking about Judge as a rookie. And
so, like, that's the thing. I mean, like, he could be, there were, how many rookies? Andrew Benintendi was like the premier rookie of 2017. And he was like the most important rookie of Series 1. I mean, if you think about it, Judge was kind of like, okay, he's this hulking guy who we think has a lot of power, but he's just another rookie. So people paid really no mind to his rookie cards until, I don't know what, June of 2017. right? So basically Series 2, which he didn't have cards in. But that's the beautiful thing about this card, this Series 1. It's so I think because they thought, I don't know, that Judge was going to be a flop or that he wasn't as important as maybe Andrew Benintendi or any of the other guys, and that they didn't print much of it. It wasn't printed much, so they're very seldom. And in good condition, obviously they're even rarer.
Yeah, one thing that makes it really tough is the back of 2017s are all blue. These are dark colors, and you can look at this card, and it's shockingly clean.
Yeah,
but I think we have to tell. I'm going to tell an abbreviated story about how this card came to live in my house.
Yeah. Well, I would caveat that I would never let this card go. It's my.
It used to
if anybody's ever followed me, they know how important that card was to me.
Yes, yeah. This card used to live with Jake. So we're at the Burbank Card Show, and Jake's Grail, his Judge Grail, is a Topps Black rookie in a PSA 10. That is like your number one life goal.
Yeah.
And he knows someone who had 2 of them. So he's been trying to get him to sell him one, but nothing doing. The guy's holding firm. We ran into someone at the show who had the 2018 Topps Chrome Sapphire Aaron Judge Superfractor, which is a beautiful card. This gentleman that Jake knows that has the 2 Topps Blacks collects Superfractors. So Jake texted him. It's like, hey, this is here kind of as a friendly thing. Are you interested? And they started talking about possibly Jake buying the Superfractor and trading it for the Topps Black. But the person he was talking to was at a game and was a little distracted, and it's a lot of money. Like this,
Jake doesn't have $5,000 to dish out.
No, so that Superfractor was really expensive. So we were just talking. At this point, I'm like, well, maybe I could help Jake get that. Is there some way I can help Jake get the Black, or possibly just steal the Black from him? So I was kind of trying to like push Jake to figure out a way to do this. What we ended up doing is we left the Superfractor there, but we told Jake's friend how to get in touch with the guy. Now, my understanding of the situation is I bought Jake's SSP PSA 10. Jake took that money, sent it to the guy with the 2 Topps Blacks.
Within 10 minutes.
I imagine PayPal, it just swept right through the system.
Right through.
And Jake bought the guy's Topps Black, which he then sends to Jake. And then that guy then took the same money and sent it and got the Sapphire Superfractor.
Yep.
I think all of this took place in about like 20 minutes in the digital world, probably within seconds.
It felt like Wall Street a little bit, where I was just like, all right, I told Chris, I was like, PayPal now, I'll hand deliver. Chris and I live a few miles away from each other. So PayPal now, I'll hand deliver tomorrow. Okay, good. Cash in. Boom. Mm-hmm. It was very quick. It happened very fast, and I'm so happy where it landed. Obviously, do you have the Black yet? No, it's coming tomorrow in the mail.
Okay, but it's in the mail. It's in the check is in the mail, so to speak.
This guy that I bought it from he's a big Judge collector. He's a really great guy, super nice, and obviously we worked together on figuring this out, but that had to be figured. It made me feel a little smart in a sense, because it was like I had to figure out like the intricacies of like a transaction like this, and I had to be on my phone. Like it felt like I was like selling like planes or something, you know what I mean? Where I was like, okay, I need to contact this guy to buy this one so I can sell this one, whatever. But it was like money in, money out, and it was very important.
Yes.
But the most important thing to this was that about a week earlier, I had sold, and I'm sure that any of maybe our friends on here had seen that I was selling a bunch of Aaron Judge cards, and people thought it, very out of the ordinary for me to be selling Aaron Judge cards because I collect Aaron Judge very heavily. But it was, in fact, to buy this card.
That's right.
So,
Jake does have a backup copy of one of the rarest, and again, I still think it's Aaron Judge's best non-auto card.
Yes.
Just a fantastic.
It is 100%. I will always agree with you there.
Yes, we may take a road trip down to Long Beach this weekend to drop that one off for grading. Yeah. But yeah, it was just kind of a cool thing to see like 3 people each want something, and there's a way to make it happen. And we actually
it felt awesome.
Figured it out.
It felt very fulfilling for every one of us.
Except for my wife, who, as she pointed out, she woke up to you and I in the kitchen. And not making
me in the
breakfast.
kitchen talking like, I'm okay. I swear I'm okay.
To be fair, I did. I really checked
You
in.
did.
I wanted to make sure
Chris
Jake was
Chris
emotionally
was very
okay
kind
with the
about
deal.
it. Even when we were at the Burbank show, he was like, "You look very uncomfortable." Like, I don't want to, because I was in a tough spot at the Burbank show, and I'm not very good under pressure. That's why I'm an accountant by trade. But we figured it out after we left the Burbank show. And he asked me multiple to 100 times. And seeing him post it today made me really happy because I know where the card is. It was like, obviously my baby for quite a while. And so I'm happy it's in the home that it is. And I'm happy to still have a copy of it. And
I think the copy you have is going to be the 12th PSA 10. It looks super clean. It looks really, really clean. Well, we shall see. I do sort of feel like maybe we're back in college and you were dating a girl for a little while and you guys got in a fight and broke up and now I'm dating her. I kind of has that sort of feel to it, but I'm fine with it.
No, exactly. I mean, I think you're exactly right. I do think you're exactly right. Like, I don't know what I do. I find her sister to like date, I guess. I don't know.
All right. So while we're talking about Aaron Judge, I will say that Aaron Judge card is now one of my 5 favorite SSPs that
I'm so happy because obviously Chris and I have been good buddies now for a couple of years, and as you all know, that Chris spoke. I forget what the exact sentence was, but I think in the post, I will remember it very well that all I don't know whatever guys that he collects. All ended up playing half the games that Judge ended up playing that he predicted would play half the season.
Yes. Everyone I love got hurt, and the person I was most confident would get hurt has not.
Yes. That exactly.
When something like that happens, you gotta admit you were complete. I got it wrong, and I gotta adjust on the fly, so to speak. So Jake, I want to go back and forth for a minute. I know you've got a bunch of cards around you.
Yeah.
Show me your 5 favorite SSPs that are in your immediate. We'll count down. Show me number 5.
All right. One that's been on my wall now for quite some time that I love looking at is this one.
Oh, the puppy.
Chris and I both love dogs so much.
Can you get that closer so we can see that Trout's holding that puppy?
He's got this beautiful little puppy. It's fantastic. And I love dogs. I've got 2 dogs. Sorry, I'm going to get my other one.
All right. So, Jake, that's 2017 opening day, correct?
You sure? Yeah.
Yeah. That is a fantastic card. Trout actually has another card at a stadium club. I want to say it's also in 2017 where he is indeed petting a dog. So I love Mike Trout. There was a question a while ago about Mike Trout cards and what do we think? And I don't know. I don't know what to think about Mike Trout cards. I do think they're just going to continue to drop if I had to guess. I think we've already seen the best of him. I hope he'll come back and play 100+ games next year, but I just don't know. Royal Benjamin, we need a decoy SSP 100%. There is a picture of Shohei Ohtani high-fiving decoy at home plate after decoy had the first pitch, we're going to call it. And it's fantastic. And that, to me, that reeks of a stadium club SSP. So that's my hope. I don't have a ton of Topps contacts, but I will attempt to get that picture in all of their hands and make sure that we have a good chance at that being a stadium club SSP because it is a fantastic photo. Decoy did a great job. I mean, is a better, more accurate first pitch than 50 Cent than a lot of other celebrities. So I'm totally on board. James, listen, I'm right there with you. At this point, right now, Ohtani's about to win his 3rd MVP in 7 years, which is pretty much what Trout did. Plus, he can pitch. The Trout, the more I talk about Trout, the sadder I'm going to get. We're both from New Jersey, similar levels of athleticism. I'm completely talking out of my ass. I'm just waiting for Drake to come back. But
I want you to show one.
Oh, yeah, you showed one. So I'm going to say, well, number 5 for me, honestly, was going to be that Aaron Judge. So that was 5 for Jake. This is 5 for me.
Ohtani greater than Trout. Yikes.
Yeah.
Tough to say that. I mean, we talked extensively about that card. It's Judge's best non-auto card.
I think in hobby collectability, there is a strong argument to be made, right or wrong, just saying that Ohtani is Not only the most collectible player right now, but one of the most collectible players of all time. And you could push it to say he's the only player that anyone should be collecting right now.
Yeah,
I think there's a legitimate. I'm not saying that's right or wrong.
No, I completely
There's
agree.
an argument for it. Like Jose Ramirez of the Cleveland Indians, Jake, we talk about Ohtani's about to go 50-50. Jose Ramirez would be the 7th player to go 40-40.
Oh, you don't think Scotty B. Cards has reminded us of that almost every day?
Nobody cares.
Yeah. I get that.
I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's a great player. But am I going to spend a lot of money on his cards? Because I think at some point people will be like, wow, Jose Ramirez from the Cleveland Indians is really good. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
He's done that for like the last 4 years. He's been a very consistent, great player. Yeah, and Scotty has a great point. Like I agree with him on all fronts there. Just nobody cares. It's kind of the same with Lindor. People for some reason they just don't care.
No. Lindor has been great. He has been fantastic. Incredible. A great signing, trade and signed by the Mets.
6.2 WAR this year, maybe like something crazy. Like
he's been incredible, and I think his Hall of Fame trajectory is right there. Yeah. But if you were going to spend $1,000 on a baseball card, do you want an Ohtani or Lindor? I don't think it's even a question.
Yeah, no, not at all. It isn't by any means. Yeah. All right, number 4 that I have here and present. Everybody, I think if you follow me, knows I'm a huge Garrett Cole collector.
Yeah.
We can call this an SSP. It doesn't obviously, outright state that. Yep. But this is an extremely rare heritage throwbacks are bonkers. I love, as much as I hate the Astros, these throwback Astro jerseys are some of the best. Garrett Cole with the flow he just looks beautiful throwing a 4-seam. It's an awesome.
We don't want to say it's a good looking card, but it is just a good looking card.
It is it's a good looking card. And I got a shout to Zinc 42 Collect.
Yep.
Zinc, the GOAT from Taiwan. He's hooked me up with a lot of great cards that he also somehow sources.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
He's like, truly, I can't, he's grinding hard right now. I can't wait for him to come to the States. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'd love to meet up with him too at a show or something. It would be great.
Yeah.
All right, couple comments, Jake. I want to get to. Cartaholic says you bought that dog trout card.
Yeah, I overpaid for it. I think I paid $300 for it raw.
Yeah, I think that seems like right around what it should be.
At the time that I bought, I mean, it looks so clean. I mean, It could gem, but I love dogs more than I like humans. People. Actually,
yeah, so. Right there with you.
Chris knows that.
Yeah, Royal Benjamin says, and this is a great idea. There should be a really short print with kanji and a paw print auto.
Yeah, decoy. Yeah,
I'd be all over that.
Yeah.
SFO Sox fan says thousands of dollars if there had been a Tim Lincecum SSP with his French Bulldog. And yeah, there's a cool one of David Price with his French Bulldog, Ash.
He's got a couple of cards with his dog. It's important. Yeah. Dogs are important to this society. In fact, I've got one right under my legs. Just hanging out. Oh, Judy. There she is.
But yes, and Roy, to go back to Jose Ramirez, and again, we're not saying he's a bad player. He's a fantastic player. I just don't see his hobby.
He's an incredible player. He's like he's like the best third. I mean, I can't think of any other great third baseman.
No, he's probably in the AL. I mean, he's better than Devers. I mean, I love Devers, but I can't. There's no.
Who in the NL? I can't even think of who in the NL he would be.
So Jorge is going to get mad. We can't forget about Machado and Arenado and those guys. But
245, 20 home runs. I'm sorry, J Ram.
There is something to be said, Royal Benjamin here. If there were an SSP of him punching, Tim Anderson, I think it was. Yeah,
TA. He's squared up.
Be a big deal.
5'5" too. Somehow Tim Anderson just doesn't know how to fight. Maybe he grew up like. I mean, that
would be a big card, and that's the kind of card that could potentially change his hobby standing. But we're never going to get it. I don't think Topps wants to put that.
It's kind of crazy. Tim Anderson got DFA'd. He hasn't been signed. I mean, you would think some team would pick him up.
He was horrific.
I understand that, but
worse than DJ LeMahieu. Okay, I'm gonna show you my fourth if I'm going through in order here. But M. Parsons is demanding you pick up a dog. All right, fourth for me, 2018, Rafael Devers. This is P, kind of pointing hand up. I love this thing. The image is one of those images, Jake, that grew on me.
Yeah.
The more I looked at it, the more I just saw like the jersey, the Red Sox kind of spring training batting jersey.
Yeah.
The eye black. This is
the
I love a good
background. It's like it focuses solely on him. It focuses solely on a moment. It's important.
Yes, and it could have been vertical. It could have easily been a vertical card, but they went horizontal, and I like a good horizontal card. So this to me, this is I'm at some point I may sell every Rafael Devers card I have, but this one's going to stay.
Yeah, I was hoping one day maybe you'd sell that to me for the 9.
Wow.
No. Devers has some great SSPs. Even in 2022, he's got some he's got great opening day SPs.
Yep. I like this from Jorge's cards. His mother gave Devers a nickname, so that means he's standing out enough for his mom to notice.
Was it Raphael?
Yeah, he's been really he's dealing with a shoulder issue in his last month. He's been terrible. Like he's been really, really bad. And it stinks because he was having his breakout season and he like every other player I love, Jake, he's nursing an injury, which is a shame. But Jorge, what is the what's the nickname? And Forbidden Donut, thank you. I appreciate that. It is an awesome card. And as Jake knows, we congratulate him too. He had it and he has another one coming. So yeah, Jorge, I'd love to see what the nickname is. All right, Jake, what's your next one? I got 3 more.
Yeah, I have 3 more. All right. So Posey. Everybody loves Buster Posey. Unfortunately, I only have a 9 of this card. I think that it's maybe a pop 1 or 2 and a 10 I don't have.
Yeah, it's really low.
But again, it's another one. It's just an awesome pointing. Again, this whole 2018, right? Like this whole binder that I just displayed it's like somebody was like, all right, guys, we think variations are the next big thing in the hobby. Let's pay a lot of attention to the theme. Let's pay a lot of attention to the photos. Let's make sure it's perfect.
Yep.
And they did that.
Yep.
I think they did that, which is why I tried to put the set together.
Yeah. And where is that guy? That guy that worked for Topps who's like every one of these.
I don't understand. They must have filed was this like mass layoff or something. I don't know what happened, but
because it's weird. Like 2017, Jake, we got a bunch of celebratory, like a lot of Gatorade baths.
Yes.
Gum.
Great dugout photos. A lot of dugout photos. A lot. And like there was a great theme. It was like, okay, this is it's not as consistent as 2018, but it's a great theme. Right.
Yes.
And so with this kind of like ultimately somehow I wound up doing, and this was going to lead into, but I do have 2016 Buster Posey, the photo that was in the quiz today. I do have one of those in a PSA 9.
I love that card
in the background. It's a great card. And then shout out to 661 Collectibles, our friend Alvin. I ended up trading him for the 2017 SSP. So now I have basically 3 of Buster Posey's SSPs.
Yep.
And I just don't know how that happened. I'm not a Buster Posey fan. I know he's got a huge fan base, but somehow I was like, all right, well, like the opportunity happened. I was like, well, I guess if I, trade you this for this, whatever, I guess. Yeah. All right. Let me show you the Coke bottle Posey.
Yeah, get the Coke bottle Posey. So there's a potential trade here. SFO saga. That is a fantastic card. I saw one on eBay and the buy it now was like, I want to say it was like $99 2 years ago. And I was like, how's the condition? And then it was gone. And I still kick myself for it. But yeah, Posey's got a great fan base. The Jill's Giants teams are, and they should be, very loved, very well respected. But yeah, those 2018s, Jake, 2017, we got celebrations, we got dugouts, we got teammates. 2018, we got hands up.
Yeah.
And then what happened in 2019? We didn't even get SSPs.
No, it was like, oh, we're going to put a bunch of Hall of Famers in there. Here's the Coke bottle.
Someone got fired or someone left their job, and it hasn't been the same since. So that is the Buster Posey from the quiz.
Lights just make it so good.
Here, can you zoom in? I made it just you. Get really close. So that is the giant Coca-Cola bottle in the top left, in case if you were unsure. But just a fantastic photo. Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to somehow randomly come into this one.
Jake probably bought the one I saw on eBay.
No, it's funny, and this is why it's worth. Like, I've always hated networking. I'm not like a very social. Like, I don't like to constantly be like trying to make biz deals and things like that. But like, I do make. I message a lot of sellers on eBay when they're selling things that I like, and I'm saying, hey, do you have any of these type of cards? Do you have any from this to this? And I think that's vitally important. Yes. A lot of my collection has come from doing deals like that. So this particular guy I bought this card from sold me a lot of really rare cards. We ended up making a deal for like a bulk sale. And I think it's really important. So that's, I think, a big piece of advice for collectors trying to find cards that they haven't seen before. Like, hey, have you seen any of these, message sellers?
Yep.
Go out of your way, do that.
Great advice from Jake. Yeah, I've a lot of those 2013 Chrome SSPs we had came from a conversation that started that exact same way.
Exactly.
You see someone, if you're a big Buster Posey collector, you see a guy selling one cool Buster Posey card,
you have to
ask if he's got more.
Yeah, he usually always does. Today I messaged the Albies guy, that one that I sent today, the listing that sold, that Albies SSP from 2018. I said, hey, do you have any more 2018 SSPs? Of course, he didn't respond, but you're gonna get one response and 10 non-responses usually. So, but it's worth it because I found a lot of my collectibles from that.
Yeah, I mean, if the worst thing that happens is you ask a question and no one gets back to you, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. All right. What's yours?
We've all been shut down before.
Yeah.
Well, you got an offer at $5 in the comments. I think you can hold out and do better. All right. My third favorite is of course an Ohtani, and it's the Stadium Club pitching one. I love this card. I know some people don't like his pitching images, but this is just great.
No, 2018
got his whole body in here.
Is phenomenal.
Yeah. I love the design. I love this image. There's I want to say the PSA 10 pop is like 18 or 20.
Yeah.
Which
it's young Ohtani. It's young, skinny Ohtani too.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is cool. I'm excited to see him back on the mound. Yeah. So that's just one of the best Ohtanis I own by myself.
It's insane. It's insanely rare too. It's just like you see him
Stadium
pop up
Club,
every now and then.
Which, I have a pretty strong affinity for.
Yeah.
All right, Jake, top two that you have with you. I have a Freeman that is locked away with Jeff that I don't have.
Top two.
Wait a second. M. Parsons are you suggesting Ohtani's gained weight?
Yes. Everybody knows that. Look at him. He's like twice the size of him. Look, Google skinny Shohei Ohtani. I'm not saying he's fat. I said Google.
Okay. All right.
He's just gained a lot of. He's got a dog, and everybody knows when you get a dog, you gain weight.
Cardboard Showcase, you're doing the SP run and the gold minted run.
Yeah, he's got every run. He's a beautiful person to ask. Do you have this card? He'll usually say yes.
Jeff and I are going to have a video coming out this weekend where we talk about, we picked up the biggest card of our lives. I'm not going to talk about it now, but Cardboard Showcase actually bought a card from us that allowed us to finish paying for it.
Yeah.
And I missed that card. I told him there are going to be dried tears on the slab when he gets it. And I'm not exaggerating. It was sad to pack it up. It really was, but it was worth it.
All right. Sticking with the theme of the quiz tonight.
Oh yeah! While you're showing that, Austin Riley, hold on. SFO Sox fan says Ohtani is thicker. He got married. We all get comfortable. He's got a chick. It's major weight gain. M. Parsons says tears. She probably urges you to maybe get one of those disinfectant wipes. Give it a quick once over. But yeah. I love that card too, Jake. In fact, I happen to have I have one right nearby.
Was that on your list as well?
It wasn't going to be. I love it. Constant reminder to stretch our hamstrings.
From a PSA 5 to a PSA 10. That's one of the better hobby stories you'll ever witness. If you don't know, go back and watch every single PSA review Blabbin About Slabbin has done, and you will understand the Kristen treatment.
Zane with a pretty great comment here. Getting comfortable for Ohtani is going 40-40. For Zane, it's going from a 34 to a 36.
Seriously, 38.
Yeah, the summer's tough. I mean, you just want to barbecue and drink beer. It happens. It happens. All right, number two for me. This one's a little bit bittersweet because I have not been able to watch him play, but same set. 2018 Stadium Club, Acuna's SSP. I love this image.
Is that a 9 or a 10?
This is a 9.
Yeah. Like how many? There were very few 10s, right?
I want to say there's like 12, 13, something like that. Yeah, there's a decent number, but I just wouldn't pay up for one. I bought a couple raws. I 9'd them all, and I'm fine with that. I love this card.
The BGS 9 that sold recently? I thought that was a really good dip buy.
Yeah, I was watching it. Yeah, I don't think it's crossable. I mean, it could probably cross to a 9, but it's a great card in any grade. A great card. I love this thing. I like the non-auto better than the auto just because it's a little bit more rare. And also, I said this before, but a really cool extra thing about this card is it's an image variation. It's a variation of the Hank Aaron base card.
Right. It's like an extra. They did that kind of for him twice in 2018, right? They did the bat down it wasn't a duplicate number of another player.
I forget who it was for. Yeah, I forget who it was for. But Gleyber Torres is the other guy.
Right, for Gleyber and Acuna, they did for 2018 as well.
Yeah,
series flagship. So
yeah. All right, so we got some props from Los Bravos. He likes your Riley. He likes the Ronnie. Yeah, this is my favorite Acuna rookie card. I love it. I know it's not, it's never going to be the most valuable. White jersey. Everyone loves the white jersey batting. I like this one more.
We've talked a lot about the importance of these cards to us, and this may sound weird, but like the emotion they bring out in us, and that's why we're so attached to them, right? Like that's why the 2017 Judge just did that to me, right? Like it made me feel connected to him. This is like it's awful. It's very strange to say, but like it's an important card to have tangible, right? It's the same with that card. It feels very similar where like you feel very connected to it because you invested a lot of money into it. You invested a lot of time into it. You invest a lot of time into him. It's very rare. So yeah, those cards, those are what make you love collecting.
Agreed. Well said. Royal Benjamin says he still can't afford the Acuna Sapphire even with the dip. Well, buddy, I got news for you. There's a bigger dip coming. All baseball dips in the winter, and Acuna's stuff is going to – anyone's crazy enough to auction off Acuna cards in like November and December, keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah.
I imagine there's going to be a better deal findable on that Sapphire card. I can't imagine it's over. I think the last one I saw was like under 2K. I bet it gets lower. Lower.
I'm trying.
There's a lot of them, too. There's over 100 PSA 10s. Hey, Jason Majors, thanks for – we are – we're still blabbing here. It's been 2 hours and 20 minutes, and Jake's got a lot of energy.
I talk a lot, and people usually get like, "Oh, this clown is very funny. Let's watch him continue to talk." That's what they think about me. So, which is fine. That's why I try. You know what I try and do. So,
all right. So let's go, Jake. Show me your number one.
Well, all right. So my number one.
Obviously, it's the Judge. It's the raw Judge. So
Well, it's a raw Judge, right? The one that you bought for me, but I also showed it earlier. This is like the most important one is the opening day SP, right?
Okay.
Saw that one earlier. I'm trying to give you guys all a different one that I can show you. Maybe this one. I don't even like. It's a very important Mookie card. It's a nice Mookie card.
That is a fantastic card.
And I've seen, I knew it was very special when, a lot of people had posted looking for this card, really want this card.
Jake, can you bring it a little bit closer? I just want everyone to see some details here. This is right after they won the World Series in 2018.
Who's he looking at? Jackie Bradley?
I can't tell. Someone with really great eyelashes, though.
Yeah.
So you can see the World Series trophy on his T-shirt. And he's got a World Series like hat.
Chris Sale? Is that Chris Sale in the background?
Yes.
Chris
Sale behind him, yeah.
That's a funny Chris Sale cameo.
Yep. Got the last out. So this is a really great Mookie Betts card. Really rare and an incredible image. There's another one out of that set, Jake. I want to say is it Rally Time?
Yes, where he's celebrating with the teammates.
And everyone's on the ground taking the team
Sold
photo.
for like $700 raw like a couple days ago.
You never see those. I bet they printed 20 of those at most.
Yeah. It's insanely rare. I don't think they ever anticipated that card being as rare as it is.
Or as popular. I mean, it's a set for kids. And then they put these really random image variations in there. And then people like us went nuts for it.
Yeah.
I'd push some kids over for an open box.
I have.
We have. All right. So my favorite image variation, it's actually an Ultra SP according to Topps and PSA. So we talked about emotional connections to cards and to moments. And this was a pretty special moment for me.
Yes.
And Topps put it on a card.
Yes.
And they put on a flagship card. I know there's a similar shot in Heritage, where they talk about the Braves winning the World Series, but this is the card. This is the one.
This is the card.
This is the card. If I end up selling all my Freddie Freemans, this is the one that I will always keep.
It's really funny. I'll tell you a little story that Chris, I've never actually even told Chris, but when I was first introduced to Chris, I was putting together the 2022 SSP set.
Oh boy.
And a buddy of ours, the 51 collection, was like, "Hey, I know this guy who has the Ultra SP." So I messaged Chris and we chatted a little bit. I don't think I had really even much of a page by then, and I was like, we chatted back and forth, and I remember the last thing I think I said was like, look, if you ever want to sell that Freddie SSP, please let me know. I'm always in the market. And he never messaged me back. He never said, we didn't talk. Like that was the end of it. We didn't talk for like, I don't know, 6 months, something we didn't that was the first interaction we had. And I could go all the way back probably and see that. But I was like, fuck, what did I do? Did I offend him? And I did offend him. I did offend him by offering to buy that card from him. And now I know how important it is to him. It's incredible. It's just one of the best. It's the best Freddie card I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, I completely agree. And Los Bravos, I believe he says euphoria on the field, I think is the word that he used.
Yeah.
And Plummerman, Ultra SP is just, it's stupid. I mean,
I know.
They use all sorts of, usually there's SP, there's SSP. In 2020, we saw a lot of SSPs.
Yeah.
And then in 2022, they gave us an Ultra SP. I think they never set a print run. I think that the number is 30 is what people have thrown around. The Acuna is the most graded. I think there may be like 15 or 16 total graded Acunas. But anyway. I think Melissa is probably spot on. If M. Parsons wasn't around, I think he'd marry that card. And
yes,
listen,
I would marry the judge. I would marry this card. Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't see. Yeah. So look, Jake, it's been 2 hours and 26 minutes.
It's always, I feel like every time I join you, I just keep talking and you're like, all right, let him. So I'm sorry, folks. I do apologize in advance. I talk a lot. I love cards. I love talking cards with Chris. Yeah. Every time we get together physically, I'll save that. But we talk cards like very, very extensively. Our wives, our beautiful, beautiful like partners are there, like doing their thing, and we just talk about cardboard with men on them. And I'm just very happy to obviously be here and talk about this.
Yeah, no, this is fun. I look forward to this every week. I really do. And I'd be happy to talk for another half hour. But one, I really got to go to the bathroom, and two, I'm starving. Yeah,
me too. I'm so hungry, and I got two dogs looking at me.
Oh, yeah. So we're getting a quick feedback here. SFO Sox fan says, next time, just maybe don't mention Norm Macdonald.
I'm sorry. I want to apologize to the people.
Yeah.
I need
as we get closer to the playoffs, I love to have Jake back on. I love the Braves. I just don't think they're gonna hang out of that wild card spot. There's just not enough roster there. There just isn't. So I would love to watch a Yankee playoff game with Jake, just so I can sort of
we will
anxiety.
Chris knows the last time every time we watch Yankee games together, I turn into a little bit of a buffoon. Even Megan sees that.
Yes. Jake slithered out of a chair onto the floor on opening day.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, relax.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't have any defense.
Los Bravos, I love you using that. Is this really happening? That was a great line. My favorite moment of that game was actually the Freeman home run. I felt like when Freeman homered, and then you could see he finally let loose a little bit. Like,
yes,
it was awesome. It was at that point it was like 7-0, I think, and it was pretty obvious where we were going. Yeah. Oh, M. Parsons says before we sign off, Jake, pick up a dog. Just show us a dog.
All right.
Come on.
All right. So I had a dog today. Where is he? Leroy.
Yeah, we had people over. We had like an opening day baseball party, and Jake was sitting here watching the Yankees play on opening day, a game that is fun to watch, but really isn't overly consequential unless someone gets badly hurt. And he literally was writhing on the floor, and he's like 6'5", 230. A lot of writhing.
All right.
Oh, look at this guy.
This is Judy. Leroy had surgery today. He moved off his face, so I think he's kind of tired. But we have two beagles.
Oh.
And this is she says hi.
She's coming right at you. Yeah, she's coming right at us. That's great. Los Bravos, anyone but the Phillies. Look, it wouldn't kill me to see the Phillies win the World Series. I always say anyone but the Yankees. I won't say that in front of Jake. Well, his back was turned, so it's fine.
One more thing to show.
Oh, what do we got? Oh, look at these comments.
The Beagles.
That's pretty cute. I'm not going to lie. I like that under a baseball jersey too. So we've got Judy's beautiful, cute, beauty, and awe.
I wish you guys could see. I think Leroy's passed out really hard.
No, let him sleep. Let him sleep.
Yeah. Leroy's the menace. Chris and Megan meant Leroy and Judy. Leroy is very clearly the menace.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways.
All right. Well, thank you guys for all joining us. Well,
yes, thank you.
SSP Thursday is always fun. I love having Jake on for it because he gets as fired up as I do about this stuff. And it's awesome. We do miss Jeff. We'll see Jeff will be back next week.
Yeah.
Don't worry. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. Jake, thank you for joining me. Please keep your SSPs coming.
Yes.
The next one will be the first Thursday in October.
Yeah, wow. It's
Oh,
crazy.
man.
It's once a month.
Yeah.
And any SSP questions or anything like that,
Yes.
I think you should message Chris or Jeff or me or any of the guys that collect these things. I love to talk about them. I love to help about them. People message me up. Just do it. I'm always happy to talk.
Yes. And Shelly the Turtle, shout out to you. Thank you again for the help with the link. I appreciate you're a great moderator. And yeah, anyone who have questions about cards, hit up Jeff's My Favorite Cardboard. I'm Baseball Card Addict. This Jake is Short Print a Day. We're happy to help.
Yeah.
We may not get back to you right away, but if you send us a question, we will respond.
So many very nice, kind, knowledgeable people in this hobby, and I'm very happy to have met them because they led me. Chris, Jeff, they're all people that led me kind of to this point where I am now. So always feel free to message us. Well, we would love to talk.
Please. But until then, we'll see you next week. Happy weekend. Happy collecting.
Yes. Cheers.